The following program is rated TV-MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. RIP TV will be tomorrow night at midnight. I will see you guys then. I will see you Monday for Mob Deep Monday at 9 p.m. All you football heads, I'll see you tomorrow at 8 for Great Matter. It's time for a week with Ticket. It's time to make your music better together. Welcome to what I call the Dower Hours. Play my motherfucking theme song.
Joe the engineer.
333. Blah from New York.
One of the dopest engineers.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Joe the engineer.
333. Blah from New York. RIPP 333.
Joe the engineer.
Hold it down for the king. 333.
Joe the engineer. Where the fucking weed at?
I can smell it in the air, Joe in that next room sparking.
What up, what up, what the fuck is up? It's time for another episode of Gray Matter. I'm sure Carrie, possibly Nice, and Roger Harper will be joining us shortly. What the fuck's up, everybody? So, absolutely no point in me sitting here talking about sports by myself until one of these people show up, because it's the fucking off season. There ain't shit going on. There's not shit going on except that stupid Mayweather Logan Paul fight. Yo, that shit was trash, man. Absolute garbage. I streamed it for free and I still felt like I got robbed somehow. It was terrible. But what are you going to do? Post-fight, Floyd even said that he's the best at legal bank robbing ever. Which he basically did. This guy somehow made like $100 million off of that fight. Which is nuts because the stadium itself wasn't even close to being full. I know, like, obviously there's going to be more people watching online and streaming and whatnot. But that stadium was empty, yo. I mean, it wasn't empty, but it was not packed. I mean, I guess the Migos did perform a song, if that's what you call whatever it is that they did. You know, I don't listen to a whole lot of people's music beside P, but I'm pretty sure that Migos song, the entire hook was just the same word. Like, literally just one word repeated. Which, you know, was like not a good thing. Well, how the fuck do I have two windows up at the exact same thing? That's incredible. So anyway, what up, everybody? Anybody watch that fight? That shit was just... I mean, I guess I watched it. There's a lot of glitches and whatnot, too. It was really jumpy. I had to turn the audio off. So... I don't think anybody is going to be fucking with any more celebrity boxing matches like that with Floyd doing an exhibition against somebody who's had one fight in his whole... Yeah, Lucky. I know. if I had more power within, the realm of the Matrix, then I would make it happen myself. But that decision ultimately is not mine, homie. Oh, it looks like I might be flying solo tonight, y'all. So I might turn this from gray matter into an hour of the Dower Hour, because gray matter is all about football, and then don't nobody care unless my homies are here to talk about it. I'm essentially just sit here and smoke a blunt. I hang out with you guys. Well, now, looks like I am going to be flying solo tonight. So, if anybody wants to pop in and talk about sports, let me know. I'll send you a Zoom link, because doing a multi-houred sports show with no co-host kind of fucking sucks. If I would have known, I would have prepared and made this way more entertaining. So, what the fuck is going on right now? Philly is smashing Atlanta, and the Clippers play the Jazz tonight. So, does anyone even care about the NBA? The NBA is kind of whack. And now that LeBron's not in, I guess nobody really cares, even though, nobody likes LeBron. People just like to see him lose. And he lost. So now what? He lost in the first round, too. That's probably why Nice isn't going to pop in tonight, because Nice is, an ultra LeBron supporter and always has been. I do find it interesting. They did a post-game press conference instead of talking about the season or injuries or inadequacies during the playoffs or anything. He chose to promote his new movie and said he will be playing for the Toon Squad. So, saw where his priorities were at. I guess when Anthony Davis got hurt, he really knew that the season's a wrap anyway, so fuck this shit. So, I guess game 6 and 7, however many games there were, because I didn't even watch it. Probably just didn't even give a fuck at this point. Plus, Kerry and myself stated it. And Nice, we talked about it at length about how the teams that made it the farthest in the NBA playoffs during that bubble thing were going to have the hardest time late in the season and then into the playoffs. And last year's two finals participants, Miami Heat and the Lakers, both got beat in the first round of the playoffs. So wear and tear, man. That's a lot of basketball to ask just a couple teams to have to play and then have 70 days off, which is essentially 2 months. And then jump right back into the next season, not even training camp and whatnot. They had 71 days between the last game of the finals and then tip-off, which is nothing. So it's going to be impossible because only a few teams had to go at that length. So definitely tired. Let's see what's going on in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers has decided not to report to training camp. I don't think anybody's shocked at this news at all. At all. If I was a betting man, which I'm not too much of a betting man, I don't think this dude's playing football this year. He's probably going to end up sitting out the season. And possibly having a return tour for a couple years with a different team. Or, he might start hosting Jeopardy. And it'll be it. We'll never see Aaron Rodgers play football again. Thanks, Ted Thompson, Guta Kuntz, and his name Mark Murphy, I think. I don't know, something like that. Some very, very white name. Thank you guys for never helping this guy out and making him basically walk off from the NFL. You guys should have been the front office in Detroit. So stupid. Generational Mount Rushmore type quarterbacks never come along. It's generational. It's once in a generation, you idiots. I will say, though, if the Packers come out this season and fall flat on their face and suck, I'm not going to be mad. It's actually going to be pretty satisfying to watch it happen because you deserve it for doing that. It's fucking Aaron Rodgers, dude. I don't care what he wants. Give it to him. Here, whatever you need to play football the way you play football. Dude won the MVP last year, and he's going to sit out the next season. That's, I would say that's unprecedented, but I believe Jim Brown was winning MVPs and just said, "No, I'm done. I'm good after 9 seasons. I'm good on this shit. I'm going to go be in movies and politics." Vegas, what up, homie? Looks like I'm flying solo tonight. So, what else was I about to say? Fuck. Oh, I think it's hilarious. Flea, what up, man? Oh, now Flea and Vegas are in here. I can really get going. At least I know I got some familiar faces behind the screen because I'm going solo tonight, G. So, yo, Flea, Vegas, I was just talking about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. I don't see him coming back and playing football, at least for Green Bay. Those two sides might have a standoff, and then Aaron Rodgers just go host Jeopardy for a season and then probably have kids, get married and shit like that, and then just be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to the Hall of Fame instantaneously. So, fuck it. Yo, Tannehill, we'll get to that, Flea. We'll get to that. I'm on a slow roll into that one because I'm kind of hoping that one of the co-hosts will be late before we talk about the whole Julio thing. But I do find it hilarious that Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and a bunch of other rich people bought Robert Kraft, who is, one of the probably 100 richest people on the planet, a Bentley for his birthday. Like, he can buy himself a Bentley. It's hilarious. But I guess when you hang out with billionaires, a Bentley is like, a Welch's grape juice. Larry Bird, what up, homie? I'd find another unrelated off-the-field issue hilarious. El Bundy, what up, G's? Yo, so the rookies for the San Francisco 49ers are finding out that they cannot afford to live in San Francisco. They are on rookie contracts, and the average medium home in San Francisco is well over $1 million. And they're like, yo, I can't even, get a crib out here. Hilarious. Ah, there he is. There he is. There he is. Had me flying solo for 15 minutes.
Yo.
The wheels was getting, the controls was getting shaky. I needed the co-pilot. I'm sitting here trying to stretch out these stories and whatnot by talking to myself. It's a little bit difficult. I mean, I know I'm talking to people. Flea, El Bundy, Vegas, Lucky, Larry Bird, everybody. But having nothing bounce off in real time is a little bit difficult. So, let's get right into it, homie. How are you? What up?
Yeah. I'm up to my eyeballs in words, my friend.
Yeah, I see. I see. That's why I figured. I was like, oh shit, he's probably in the booth.
Nah, but yeah, my alarm didn't even go off, so I just did a quick check, and so I jumped. That's
all good.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I'd have just flew through an hour and then been like, fuck this shit, I got other shit to do. I'd have still held it down, though. So, I was hoping Nice would pop in, but I'm guaranteeing, knowing Nice as a sports fan, he's not going to show up for this one. Yeah, LeBron, Lakers out first round. Does anyone care about the NBA right now?
Jazz fans.
Yeah, all 17 of them. This is awesome. They'll carry the ratings. Advertisers are clamoring for those Utah Mormon dollars.
And anyone who's jumped on Brooklyn's bandwagon.
Dude, that's a cakewalk for them. Do you see what they did last night?
Yeah.
They were up by 49 at one point without James Harden.
Exactly. So, I mean, there's true Nets fans, but there's a lot of dick riders. There's a lot of bandwagon fans from Brooklyn.
Well, I mean, I live in Brooklyn, so let's go ahead and win that chip, man. It's going to be a fun party.
Sure. It'd be different if it was the Knicks, because the city would explode.
That would be that one hell of a weekend. I know that. Because it wouldn't be contained to one day. It'd be impossible.
Oh, yeah. For real.
Impossible. But the NBA, now Luka's out. Luka got bounced. You got Trae Young still.
Got Trae, and Trae Young, I mean, for his first playoff series, he is showing his ass. The moment is not too big for him. As a matter of fact, he's getting in all the opponents' heads. I don't know how these players haven't figured out, A, well, you got to put your best defender on him, but B, why are you letting him get away without playing defense? I would have his little ass in the post every play.
Yeah. Make him work.
Punishing him.
Make him work. I mean, you got him. I mean, it's just crazy because, like, all the current faces of the NBA are gone already. So,
Steph Curry at home. I know. Well, I would say Chris Paul fans are excited. I like Chris Paul, and what Phoenix is doing is pretty dope.
Yeah, it's great to see what Phoenix is doing until they run into that Brooklyn team.
Right. I mean, listen, the Bucks are. I like their coach Budenholzer to a point. I feel like he would be a great assistant, but he's shown that he can only get the Bucks butt so far, and then they fall apart. It's like he doesn't know how to adjust.
All right, so Brooklyn though.
How are you that big of a team and you're not pounding them down low, boss?
Well, yeah, that's stupid because they're trying to play isolation ball with a team that's got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
That have two of the greatest ISO players on the planet.
And a third of the Mount Rushmore of ISO players sitting on the bench drinking fucking Slurpees and shit.
Exactly. And you playing zone. Listen, if KD is going to cook me on that end, you best believe I'm going to have his ass in the post on the other one. But Giannis is scared to get fouled because,
I'm it.
He's allergic to foul shots.
Well, that and they're also just backing off Giannis and being like, here, shoot it, dude.
Yep.
Shoot it.
And at least with Shaq would get fouled. He would just be handing out fouls like free candy on anyone who guarded him. And if Giannis doesn't figure a way, yeah, he would miss free throws, but he would also have 40 points because he punished you.
Well, see, the thing is, with Shaq, there's also a strategy behind that. There's a two-sided to that. You're getting Big Ben in trouble early, so now he can just eat late in the game. There's nobody to stop him. And then B, you're also getting your team into the bonus really quickly when Shaq was on the court. So anytime Kobe might get fouled, or D. Wade, or anybody, all those shooters they always surrounded with Shaq, anytime they get fouled, foul shots. Buckets. Because
Eric Fisher greatly.
Yeah, all of them did, and it was incredible, and it worked. Because you're going to spend, you remember teams literally used to have an extra big man.
Oh, yeah.
Just 4 fouls on Shaq.
Hack-a-Shaq, yeah.
Well, not even the Hack-a-Shaq. That was they had to make a rule up against that dumb shit because
That was great. Talk about a player changing rules. Yeah. I mean, but they're doing that to an extent with Ben Simmons. Ben, another one allergic to free throws.
I mean, it's incredible that as a basketball player that you can't hit that shot.
Free. It's free, y'all.
No defense. It's just your brain.
Free.
And you know what? It's such a muscle memory move, too. You get into it, it's just the same motion every single time.
You can't even say they got the yips, because to say you got the yips means at one point in time you were able to perform the event.
Nick Anderson got the yips at the foul line.
Anderson got the yips. These guys we're talking about never been consistent. They've been terrible free throw shooters for their entire career.
Well, Flea, if Denver, what was that one kid that got hurt that was really good? The light-skinned kid from Canada? Yeah. If Murray wasn't hurt, then Denver might be able to give Brooklyn a run because they're loaded.
They are loaded.
And shout out to the Joker winning an MVP, a big man winning an MVP.
It was, he deserved it.
Well, so I saw his, because, I don't watch NBA. I saw his numbers, though. I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, dude. 27 a game, 27, 11, and 8.5 assists.
Yeah, no, he had a crazy season.
Yeah. And it was crazy. I mean, from what highlights I did get to see, it was just Luka dominated. So, to me, I was just like, how's this guy not going to win the MVP? Look at this guy.
Yeah, also, Jamal Murray going down really helped Jokic for the MVP push because he really had to do it all.
And he did. So, good for him. And you have to remember the MVP is a regular season award. So, they had the best record in the NBA. So, good for him.
Let's name the last time an MVP actually won the chip.
It never happens. Because if you're going to win the MVP, you usually have to carry so much of a load. What? Mike? It might have been the last one. Shaq?
Maybe Shaq. Maybe.
I think Shaq in L.A.
And those times you got to remember, Steve Nash was winning the MVP.
Yeah, Shaq was winning finals MVPs back then. So I think Mike would have... Well, Dirk. I think Dirk won the MVP and a title. Maybe not in the same year, though.
I'm just saying he did win an MVP and he did win a title, but I don't think.
I think Mike is really the last one, and it's hilarious that Mike only won the number of MVPs that he did, because it's just like he might as well just had the Michael Jordan Award and just give it to himself every season. Sure. You are more indispensable than anyone. We know this.
You can't tell me that Shaq shouldn't have won more than he did.
Yeah, of course. And honestly, in the modern day NBA, I don't know how Kawhi Leonard just doesn't.
Only had one.
Yeah, I don't know how Kawhi just doesn't win it every year because of what he does on both sides of the ball.
Right.
He's literally the best defender, and if you need him to, he will go into playoff Kawhi mode and just go off like he just did.
When I saw Game 6, what he did in Game 6, it was Game 7 was already a wrap in my mind because Kawhi was activated.
Yeah,
I mean, playing well, but then he was activated.
Yeah, Kawhi's got that Kawhi at Storm mode to where
exactly
he's outside of the first finals run for 4 games of D Wade, because D Wade turned into Mike for 4 games. If you guys don't remember, it was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Kawhi has that switch to where he can turn into the best player on the planet whenever he needs to, on both ends, which is extremely rare because KD will turn it on offense whenever. Yeah, whatever, bang, 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 bang. But Kawhi, dude, his hands are so goddamn big. Like, when he gets into the lane, it looks like he would lay it up. Nope, just...
And he doesn't even give you a bunch of moves because he doesn't need to.
No.
He's stronger than you, and he's just bigger than you.
His hands are so big. He has so much control over the basketball having hands that big. You're not going to swat it out of his hands. It's not going to happen. Same thing with Mike. When Mike used to do the one-handed thing. You're not going to... Come on, dude.
He used to fake people. I saw he did that to one person. They fell. Showed him the ball, and he fell down. What kind of fuck is that?
You remember when Lance Stevenson kept trying to do that thing, and Lance will make you dance.
Yeah, Lance, boy, what an entertainer.
Yeah, see?
I wish he was still in the league.
Yeah, he was extremely entertaining. So, Aaron Rodgers decides, I'm not going to training camp or OTAs, which to be expected. So I was talking about right before you got on, I don't think he's going to play football this year.
Oh, yeah, no. I didn't think so either.
I can see him taking a year off and then having a 3-year run with another team, 2 or 3 year, or just hosting Jeopardy and just being like, I'm done. I'm good. Fuck football. I'm done with this shit.
About to get married.
Have kids.
He about to shoot the club up. I mean,
Yeah, he's dating Shailene Woodley now. He's in a whole different fucking hemisphere of life.
you know, they're doing movies. She's doing movies. He's doing Jeopardy.
He's hanging out with Miles Teller, who's getting punched in the face in Hawaii and shit. Like,
He got punched in the face for what?
so the story, it was a big story. So the one side of the story says that a wedding promoter saw that Miles Teller was in Hawaii, posted social media shit, and Miles Teller supposedly owed him $60,000.
Oh yeah, that'll get you punched in the face.
And they went and found him and just beat him up in the bathroom. So Miles Teller says that he just got jumped. Well, jumped? What for? Because you're Miles Teller? You didn't get jumped. Why were you getting your fucking face beat in? $60,000 will get you popped.
Yeah.
Especially if you know it's Miles Teller. Dude, you're in fucking movies. Roger Harper, what up, homie? Oh, look at that goddamn shirt. Look at that shirt.
All right.
What up, gentlemen?
Where did you get that at?
Man, somebody ordered for me for my birthday a while ago. I had it for a minute, man.
Damn, I need to get me one of those. Shit.
Word up.
That shit is fucking dope. That one came out good. I've seen some other ones. Like, there's a whole bunch of bootleg ones online and shit, but I haven't actually seen somebody have one.
That's what's up.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, so Roger Harper, Aaron Rodgers, probably not playing football next season.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that last week. It's possible that he's still going to be doing the talk show host.
Yeah, it's, I mean, they're saying that he's subject to a $93,000 in fines for every day he doesn't show up. A, that's nothing. And B, if he comes, they're going to wipe that off somehow. That's not a big deal.
Wow.
I also believe that, sliding into the biggest topic of what we're going to talk about for probably until we get done with this Zoom session. We've got about 40 minutes on this topic. I imagine Julio Jones not ending up in Green Bay probably made him another nail in the coffin of him being like, yo, fuck these guys. A second-round pick. Now, we knew it was going to be for peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
A second and a sixth, essentially.
Wow. That's what they got for him?
Yeah, they swapped a 4, but it's a second and a 6, so it was 2 picks. Now, the rumors are that there were nothing better than a second round offered for Julio.
Wow. So he's going to Green Bay?
No, he's going to Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I heard. Yeah, he's going to Tennessee.
Oh, Roger, me and Carrie, oh my God, I texted Carrie instantaneously and just said, could you imagine the stretch draws and ISO plays to the outside with Henry now? You've got A.J. Brown and Julio blocking on the outside.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fit. And Tannehill ain't bad. You know, he's a good, decent quarterback.
He's got a great deep ball.
Yeah, he's got weapons now.
And, come on, you've got, I don't care how old Julio is, you've got a guy who is consistently putting up 2 racks a season behind you, putting out social media videos of him squatting 7,000 pounds like it's nothing. So, like, Derrick Henry is ready to rock, and now they just signed goddamn Julio Jones. You don't think the Titans are fucking hyped?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a different ball. It's going to be a different atmosphere with 2 outside receivers to open up the run game, and the strongest one, if not the best running back in the NFL.
Easily the best running back in the NFL, by hands down. Like, there's no question. He could be better out of, like, with his hands catching, but that's not what they use him for.
Right.
You know, you just have to have that threat of him not just getting the ball with the box stacked against him, but you can't stack 8 and 9 people in the box. Now, you can't leave either of those guys one-on-one. You have to put your number 1 on A.J. Brown. You have to. He's younger, bigger, faster, and he will destroy a number 2. He destroy them. He was eating up number 1s last season.
Yep.
So now you're going to have your second corner or your number 1 on Julio, and if you take the Patriots route, second corner on A.J. Brown and a safety double in him. So that's still going to be single with Julio. I don't care if he missed 6 games last year or 8 games. That's goddamn Julio Jones. So if you look at the numbers, yards per game receiving in NFL history. Number 2 is at like 84 yards a game. Julio's number 1 at almost 96. That's 12 yards more per game than anybody else in the history of the game. That's fucking impressive. Especially since Julio had Roddy White balling and to start his career, who was a number 1. And then also the first, can we say 6, 7, possibly 8 years, 6, we'll say 6. 6, so more than half of his career was not in a pass-happy NFL where they're throwing it 8,000 times a game. It was
also had Tony Gonzalez, who was eating up targets.
Yeah, like a lot of shit going on. So ultra impressive what he's doing. So now let's start with the bad side of this. How terrible are the Falcons going to be?
They're going to be what they've always been. I mean,
I think they're going to be even worse.
Below 500, I would suggest they would be below 500.
And I think people still kind of remember just the Super Bowl collapse, and so some people have a memory of them being a good team. But outside of this Super Bowl run, tell me what
they haven't been good since Michael Vick was there.
Playoffs a couple times, but I mean they folded.
So Kyle Pitts, you are going to be focused on in that offense a lot, and then Calvin Ridley, good luck, homie, because you're getting double teamed on every fucking play this season.
But here's the thing:
Russell Gage will have a good year though.
They still have a pass. Do they have a pass rush yet?
No.
The last time Atlanta had a pass rush.
Chuck Smith.
Exactly.
Yeah. See.
How long ago was that? Exactly.
That was right after my little era.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's a long time ago. So you let Julio go because it was a mutual parting of ways, and they needed the cap help. But in return, you get no immediate help whatsoever. Nothing helps you this year because you didn't do it before this draft and have an opportunity to add something to your team. It's all for future help.
And they added Mike Davis at running back, which I think he's good as a backup, but
I mean, Kerry, you look at it. So one of the picks is next season, the other one's the next year. So I mean, the one good thing about it, and they did talk about this earlier on whichever Sports Center segment I was watching, is that second round pick is not a conditional pick. That is a solid second round pick. Now the issue with that is that's Tennessee's second round pick, and they're going to be in the fucking playoffs, so it's going to be a very late second round pick.
yeah, they will.
But they instantly pointed out Derrick Henry was a second round pick. A.J. Brown was a second round pick.
Okay, but they still don't have a quarterback plan for the
No,
future.
I know.
You don't want to roll the dice on a second round quarterback pick. Yeah, there's been quarterbacks that have worked out in the later rounds, but is that what you're banking on in Atlanta?
It's not going to happen. So now let's look at the other side of this equation. How dangerous does this make the Titans now?
Well, it makes them as dangerous as
Do you?
as
Okay.
as their pass rush could be, which I don't know if
All right.
they.
Better question. Does Julio have them take the next step forward to like Super Bowl appearance?
They'll be.
Well, he's gonna have to learn how to score at the red zone. You know, he was one of the I remember this vividly when he was one of the worst receivers in the red zone. Didn't catch a touchdown, dropped balls, just things like that. So he's really gonna have to step up on short yardage.
Very good point, Roger Harper, because if you look at a lot of his big plays and whatnot, his touchdowns and whatnot, it's catch and run.
Yeah,
It's not him, it's not like it's not like he can't moss people in the end zone and whatnot, because the things he does on the sideline and in traffic make no sense sometimes. It's just for some reason it doesn't happen in the end zone. Now, I know early in his career he had Tony Gonzalez.
A.J. Brown way better.
Yeah, no, see, that's what I'm saying. Roger Harper, Kerry has another good point. He might not have to. You got A.J. Brown, and we also, I texted Kerry immediately. I was just like, yo, Ferksker is going to have a huge year. Yeah, their tight end, now that Jonnu's not there, is going to be the number one tight end. You've got these two big guys outside that are they're going to be focused on. You're going to get the weakest defender on you at all times. So Ferguson's he's going to eat this year, man.
I mean, he's going to be on a first name basis real soon.
We are, and I can guarantee you that he will be on a couple of my fantasy teams.
Sure.
Yo, I'm fucking hyped. I'm fucking hyped.
But what that defense going to do?
Well, it's looking like you don't have to play defense in the NFL anymore. Only the Bucks do. Everyone else is literally just loading up on offense. No one else is like loaded up on defense. Everyone's loading up on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, the Browns loaded up on defense.
Yes, but they also loaded up on offense to the point they couldn't load up anymore. They're like, all right, let's add some people on defense now. Shit.
All I have to do is load up on defense.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
And in a weird way, the Pats have loaded up on defense because you have players coming back, and then they add a couple pieces here and there. So,
yeah, it's rare. Everyone's kind of like just loading up on one side of the ball because the league is trending towards you're going to have to outscore people, and they want it that way. But you're kind of alienating your core fans already by putting unwatchable football on the field sometimes.
But also, Chicago not having to give up Khalil Mack or any of their best defensive players and still get their quarterback of the now, that was huge.
Yeah.
Remember, Chicago was in a lot of those games. They just could not score.
See, that's got to be Aaron Rodgers looking at that, too. Like, say, even they got shit right. What the fuck is going on over here?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go back to Green Bay. It's impossible now. It's impossible. How could you go back and be around those people? You're not Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, who are the only humans who could set aside that much animosity and go win a Super Bowl anyway.
Those hugs gonna feel different now. You're not gonna want to sit on the same couch.
I mean, you're sitting there on the field and you're seeing Goot DeKoontz talking to LaFleur on the sideline. You're sitting there wondering what they're talking about and shit. Like, you know,
everybody's conversation gets a little lower when you start walking around. Nah.
Can't go back, man. Can't go back. It's impossible.
You already have players on there like Bakhtari saying, I'm not going to hold any grudges no matter what he decides. So they're already feeling like he ain't coming back.
Yeah.
But like, we have your back, though, like no matter what. So I start hearing talk like that. Now I'm saying they're already coming to the realization that he's probably pieced out.
Yeah, 100%. It makes sense. I mean, he's kind of should have moved on from Green Bay a couple years ago, honestly.
I feel like, well, first of all, you know how that fan base is.
Or at least they should have like pivoted to be like, all right, we got this. Let's build around this.
But then when has Green Bay ever done that?
Because they never had a president to be like, no, this is what I want done.
Right.
Because I can guarantee, and it's funny because if you took a poll of all the Green Bay ownership, all the people who have a piece, and allowed them to vote democratically, they would all say, let's build around Aaron Rodgers. What the fuck are you guys doing?
Absolutely.
So the ownership would speak. You know, so it's just you got that weird situation where that team president and GM wield all of the power.
Look, ego's getting in the way, you know? Instead of wanting to win and please your quarterback, who's your franchise player.
I mean, so let me ask you something. If you're the team president in Green Bay and you suck at your job, who fires you?
That is a great question. I don't even know. I think there's a board. There's a board of directors.
So then you have the GM, and if you get those two that are like tight with each other, they'll never get rid of each other. They're gonna turn into the Blitz Jerry Krause. They're turning into the Bulls post championships. Oh man, whatever happened to Ben Gordon? Ugh. Remember he had that coming off the bench run where he would come in and just go for like 30 real quick.
36.
It was like Vinny Microwave Johnson all over again.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
The illest waves in the league.
Yeah. Killing it.
Spinning. Yeah.
Spinning.
It was nice.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's fucking do it. I don't know how much time we got in this thing. Let's just get it started because I didn't know who we were doing this week.
Actually, who we got this week?
Chocolate City Biggums.
Yeah, that's right.
So I looked it up earlier because I didn't have shit to do because it's about 185,000 degrees in New York and raining at the same time. Carrie knows it's horrible. We're in Cambodia right now, Roger. I didn't know if you knew that. Yeah, Brooklyn, Cambodia.
Raining and hot. It's been the same here too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, give me that date, Joe, for that game. And is that September?
Yeah, except what was it, Carrie? It was the 18th, I think.
The 19th. The 18th is a Saturday.
So yeah, it'll be the 19th then.
Okay. I just want to put that on my calendar.
So Chocolate City Biggums. I'm going to give you an early preseason prediction right now. Chocolate City Biggums are winning their division again this year. Yeah, you win a division last year with a rotation of pretty bad quarterbacks until Tyler Heineke got in there and kind of got busy for a second. So you win it based off of defense. Basically, Chase Young won you a division. That's what it looked like. But now, I love Carrie hates all of this talk. Because he's seething near you.
Dramatic as I can.
But now you add Fitzmagic, who everyone loves Fitzmagic, no matter what uniform he's got on to carry.
This is true. It's true. I'm not gonna hate on him.
So, I mean, dude, it's very rare that like a veteran would add that much juice and energy to a team, but this is Fitzmagic, and this is what he does.
People excited.
They're excited, so they're going to win it again because the Eagles, trash, get rid of them. Giants, I don't know. We don't know.
That's what Danny we're gonna get.
That's what I'm saying. We don't really know.
Thomas Dimes, we've been getting duds.
Yeah. So, the Chocolate City Biggums, man.
But Dak seems to be a full participant. I don't know what their defense is going to look like.
That's why I didn't even bring them up. They literally don't even have a defense.
Right.
So,
and they have your favorite coach of all time coaching them.
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P. Jim Fossil, longtime Giants coach.
Guaranteed that the G's would make the playoffs. Not only did they make the playoffs, they made a hell of a run in the playoffs. I don't remember if they played the Super Bowl that year, but...
No, it was canceled that year. Just for Jim Fossil's sake of today, the Super Bowl didn't happen. I think there was... That might have been the first... that might have been Roney's 13 or something. We're up to 19 now.
Yeah.
They canceled the Super Bowl for that one day, yeah.
I
don't know what Ray Lewis has to say about that.
It doesn't matter. Your freedom, son. You got away with one.
Yeah, but R.I.P. to Jim Fossil, man. Saw that. It kind of came out of nowhere. Nobody said like that he was ill or anything. It just kind of happened.
For procedure, he had some chest pain, and then...
Yeah. So, didn't he... Who else did he coach for?
Browns?
Yeah, yes. There was another one, because, everybody's a coordinator before they're a coach and whatnot, so his career had to have been 30-some years, like every other NFL coach.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Let's get into these. Jordan Love, struggling with accuracy in camp, is the reports out of Green Bay.
That's what it's always been. That's why he was the third string last year, because he couldn't. And then they had some backup. I don't even know who the backup for Green Bay was last year, but somebody I didn't know because he was struggling. So you spend a first-round draft pick on this dude who now 2 years in a row, he has not corrected this problem.
The other report that came out of Jacksonville today before we actually get into the Biggums, Trevor Lawrence threw back-to-back pick sixes in practice. Yeah, whatever. Who fucking cares? But, what else are you going to talk about? We're in Jude talking about NFL football.
And you're going to play great every single time.
Well, I mean, and always, early in camp, the defense always plays better than the offense. The offense has to move in cohesion and dictate what is happening. The defense is a reactionary thing. So
also, these players that are picking them off, I mean, I don't know if they're vets or rookies also, but if they're vets, they've seen this shit. I mean, they they know how to play rookie quarterbacks. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
also, the timing is going to be the biggest thing to work on is the speed, right? So you're in camp for the first time. Trevor's probably like, yeah, I can fit this in there. Pick six. God damn, these fuckers are fast.
That's the big thing he's gonna have to get used to is the speed, and the act. Trying to get his, be on point because it ain't easy. Playing with a bunch of fast professionals. He ain't in college anymore.
Got 300 pounders running 4.7, 4.6.
Yeah. So
You got linebackers running 4.3s, 4.4s. This is a different ball game.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, to be expected, as you don't... all right, so let me ask you something. Can you learn accuracy? No.
you can't teach that.
Have you ever seen a quarterback who started out inaccurate, high throws all the time or in the dirt, missed timing, ever figure that out?
What you can fix is mechanics.
Yes.
Say your feet work, mechanics, things like that. Yeah.
And then over time, I mean, because you can't teach anticipation. That just comes with study, and then and trust. You just have to trust that your guy's going to get there, and you got to work on timing.
Well, I mean, Kerry, like you guys know, like you always have, you come across an opponent or somebody on your own team that might not be a good quarterback or whatnot, but he's got that so accurate, just pinpoints, bang, 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 bang. The timing and everything is always putting it in the right spot, and it's just like you're just born with that. Yeah. You can't really develop into like super accurate.
Look at Chad Pennington. I love using him as an example because he threw. He didn't have a howitzer for an arm. He wasn't big at all. Some people didn't scratching their head at how he made it to the league, but I knew he threw with great anticipation. Yeah. He didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, see, I loved watching him play sometimes. Marshall University, West Virginia, let's go. But when he would throw like what would be considered a deep out, 15 to 20 yards, he would lay it out so early. Like he was literally, you're running under it.
Yeah.
Which his timing was, you can't teach timing like that. It's there. It's just there. It's like a good point guard can get the ball. Good quarterbacks, my favorite quarterbacks get the ball to a receiver while he's moving and gives him an opportunity to continue to move.
Yeah, you don't have to jump. You don't have to play this bullshit. You catch, you're just still striding. And
Roger, you know that, like, the NFL, you get, like, a couple inches of space.
Exactly.
And that's a window. So if I have to slow down at all, catch it, bam, play's made immediately. Yeah. So getting the ball out, he's starting to prove it. We'll see what he does this year. But Baker Mayfield is my guy because when he is on, he is so goddamn accurate. It's talking the smallest of windows.
And it's, keeping your receivers clean.
Yes, Kurt Warner was incredible at that.
Will go all out for his quarterback if he knows his quarterback's going to keep him clean. If the quarterback is going to hang him out to dry, that receiver's going to make a business decision, and it's just you're just not going. That connection is just not going to work.
Tom Brady was always great at keeping the ball low to get receivers out of danger and whatnot. And he always said the rule is on the goal line you throw it low, on the backside you throw it high. It's not that hard. Like if it's on the goal line throw, I don't care. Always throw it low. So, let's see what else is going on. All right, let's talk about these Chocolate City Biggums. Obviously, Fitzpatrick joining the team is the biggest news. It's going to be like a 1-year culture change because having Fitzmagic as your starting quarterback is like a 1-year thing.
Sure.
He's always he's like the best bridge quarterback ever, maybe. So
they're trying to sell us on this idea that Heineken has a chance.
Well, he does.
I like Heineken. He came through for him last year.
Yeah.
And the defense especially rallied behind him, and you had the most important person on defense rally behind him, which was Chase Young. So, I don't know how much effect will really take effect, but I know that they got Curtis Samuel. Now that was a big free agent pickup because he's another gadget, do it all. He could step into the backfield. He could play slot. He could play on the outside. And if they figure out how to use him early, he could do some things. I think he was there when Riverboat Ron. Yeah, he was. So Riverboat Ron has experience with him, and he knows what he could do. So I look for that to be huge. Mm-hmm. You already have
McLaurin, who had a great year, so he's proven he could handle the load as a number one.
Logan Thomas in the middle, eating up space and he's getting better game by game. You kept Brandon Short, and their line was pretty decent anyway.
Well, they also have they've got Adam Humphries if he stays healthy, but Sims Jr. stepped in and played.
Stepped in and he was playing well. And then you got the running back Gibson. Gibson got busy.
Oh yeah, fantasy stud last year. Antonio Gibson was getting busy last year.
Busy.
And they also added J.D. McKissick from Minnesota as the backup now, and Peyton Barber is still in the NFL as their third. Yeah, I know. I just saw that name like, really?
Good jobs. You know why? He's well liked.
He's got to be well liked. First one in, last one out type of guy. So they also have, I just heard of this guy today, De'Ami Brown. Apparently he is electric.
Yes.
Yeah. I literally just heard about this guy today on another show. They were talking about how Pat McAfee was talking about how he kicked to him and he actually housed him before. And I was just like, so I actually recognize that name. But yeah, Sims Jr. did step in and prove that he, when Adam Humphries inevitably does get hurt, that he will step into that spot. Yeah, with Gibson getting busy like he did, that offensive line kind of overperformed.
Yep.
So you know that they're solid. Now let's switch over to this side. This is one of the few teams where the defense was actually better than their offense. Dude, Chase Young is pretty much unstoppable.
Predator. That's what they call him up here, the Predator. He's a monster.
He's pretty much unstoppable, and you know, like I imagine when the in the locker room, whenever like they need a question answered or whatnot, that everybody looks to him first, like instantly, like, what do you think, Chase? Like, because he's literally bigger than everyone.
Before Chase Young, Montez Sweat was looking like, I don't know if he's gonna make it. With Chase Young, Montez Sweat became a problem.
Yeah, Montez Sweat batted like 700 balls last year.
Became a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all these guys from Alabama. I mean, just SEC defenders, especially from Alabama. I mean, these guys they come into the league knowing how to play. It's just a matter of clicking and fitting in with this defensive system.
And also, they spent however long they were in school playing against every practice against NFL level talent and every game against NFL level talent. They're already ready. They're ready to go immediately.
Interesting what they do with Landon Collins, because the dude who came in and replaced him played better than him because he's a better cover.
Jeremy Reeves.
Yeah, he can cover better. Landon Collins he's a playmaker, yeah, but like we've said about safeties before, they'll come up, they'll hit you, they make you fumble, they'll sack you, but ball skill wise, getting interceptions and all that, covering, not their strong.
Yeah, that's not what he's there for.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you don't really need him to set the physical tone, because you got Chase Young, who is literally just shedding double and triple teams like it's nothing.
So then, if that's not the case, then how do they use him? Can he even stay on the field?
Well, that's the thing, that you will probably look for Reeves to end up. Yeah, you look for Reeves to play a lot. And then also, if Collins gets hurt, which, you know, that physical style tends to happen, he might lose his gerb. He might lose his gerb this year. They did add Kendall Fuller at corner, so they even improved their defense.
He's a playmaker, ball hawk.
Yeah.
They picked up an Ohio boy from Cincinnati, Derek Force, from the University of Cincinnati. He was a hot topic in Ohio, last year in college. So I'm interesting to see what that kid's going to do.
Well, Roger, when you have would you have, like, outside of Aaron Donald, would you have the most dominant defensive player in the game, clearly, and even when he's double or triple teamed, it doesn't matter. It makes everybody's job easier, so he's probably going to shine because everybody gets one-on-ones. There's pressure on the quarterback quicker, even if it's mental pressure, because that quarterback is good, unless it's like Tom or somebody. That quarterback's going to be like, oh, goddamn, there he is. It's like when LT was playing. People are like, oh, shit, fuck.
I'll never forget the one. I think it was Ron Jaworski said he spent the time out because he couldn't find where LT was.
Yeah.
And LT was on the sidelines.
You gave him a chance to cool down and come back in, Rod.
So that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few players that are like that. That a quarterback, like especially a younger one, is just going to be like, oh, fuck.
And I feel like they got somebody at linebacker too.
John Bostic.
Yeah.
Bostic is thumping people. So this is a very physical defense.
Thumper, yeah.
You got Collins, Bostic, and then Chase Young. This is very physical. They're going to hit you.
Oh yeah.
They're going to hit you, and I would look for Gibson to have a big year. I would look for them to try to control the clock and the narrative a little bit, and then whenever you need magic, just let him sling it around a bit. You're not going to put it on his shoulders.
Sims has shown a propensity for converting third downs.
Yeah.
And Curtis Samuel, who was doing the same thing for Carolina. So.
And plus, you can use Curtis Samuel as your everything.
Absolutely.
Out of the backfield, wide out, slot. It doesn't matter where you put him.
Logan Thomas for middle of the field and end zone action. And then you got McLaurin, who could stretch, he's stretching the field.
Yeah, this is they have a pretty solid.
That other kid you were saying, that other kid has speed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're talking about Diaby Brown. If your name is Diaby, you have to be fast. Your name just sounds fast. Dude, he just sounds little and fast. I've never even seen him before, but I can guarantee you he's probably like 5'9", $170 something, and he can fly.
6'1", 185.
Oh, he's bigger than I thought, but he's still skinny.
185, so you know he's fast.
Yeah, he's got to be. You have to be. 6'1", he's probably 5'11", realistically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the NFL heights. Aaron Donald's like the only person they list as his actual height because he wants everyone to know how small he is. Yeah, I'm 5'9.5", and I dominated 3 people in front of me all day who are all 400 pounds and 6'8". Dude, his leverage it's impossible to beat him because the NFL linemen are so big nowadays, and he's so fucking strong and quick. He's got leverage on every play.
And just the other day, they showed the replay of Packers-Patriots, Reggie Brown, and in that fourth quarter, how he just... I felt bad, actually, for the lineman who was trying to block him. He was one arm, he did that one-arm toss.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here. Set him up, and so he set him up again like that, and he was leaning, and then he hit another move.
And then rip him through.
Get the hell out my way. The get the hell out my way move. Yeah, and then just destroying poor Drew Bledsoe.
Yo, could you imagine, all right, so being a right tackle, most of my memory seems Reggie coming off that edge.
Mm-hmm.
So being a right tackle, at the end of the game, you probably couldn't hear anything with the amount of times that Reggie just slapped you in the fucking side of the head. And then every time he did the swim, he hit you in the back of the head. Whack!
I would have never wanted to go against him. Deacon Jones, who made that slap, very famous and popular, just head ringing all week long.
He used to wear the old school forearm shiver pad too, that old 50s football thing.
Yeah, no thank you.
LT, because LT was just a freak. He's a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm. Besides being high as fuck every time.
No, he felt no pain.
That's how incredible that he was. That Parcells was just like, whatever, dude. I don't care. Whatever it takes. You're so good, I don't care.
Even
he was Dennis Rodman before Dennis Rodman,
Oh yeah.
LT was.
Yo, I bet I can guarantee you, Kerry, you're right. I bet you the league hid so many dirty piss tests from fucking LT and whatnot. Like, we can't. Nah, who cares?
Oh yeah.
Who cares?
Man, talk about a player's commissioner. That was Paul Tagliabue, for sure. Went on and while he was commissioner.
Tags.
Goodell, why we know so much about the commissioner? Paul was just like, yeah, I'm the commissioner, whatever. Y'all do what y'all do.
Let's get this money, yo.
Goodell was the rules guy. So.
The old days of the old days of football, man. The old days.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. So, I don't know who their kicker is. That always plays into playoff football. So,
Yeah, it does.
not knowing who this person is, that's probably not a good thing.
What's the kicker's name?
Dustin Hopkins.
Oh, that's Dustin Hopkins. Okay, I know Dustin Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know Hopkins.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah, is he? I was going to ask you, is he any good anymore?
Middle of the pack.
Can he kick when it counts? Because I'm looking at this, especially with the expanded playoffs, for this team to definitely make the playoffs again. Because
I would say you don't want it to come down to the kicker. And knowing Riverboat Ron, he definitely doesn't want it to come down to the kicker. So if it did, yeah.
okay, so put this hypothetical. It's not even a hypothetical. This is reality. Riverboat Ron, you're not going to trust your kicker. You got Fitzmagic. You got Fitzmagic, dude. Did you not see him throw a fucking game-winning touchdown looking that way? Dude, they had literally ripped his face and he still won the game. It's Fitzmagic, yo. Just having him walk into the locker room, those players are inspired. They've seen it for the last 15 years.
Sure.
Everyone knows what this guy brings to the table. And outside of Roger Harper, who's got a more impressive beard than Ryan Fitzmagic?
No, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, that man's beard is impressive.
Yeah.
Harvard guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do they always say of him? The brain of a Harvard grad and the soul of a plumber. It's Ryan Fitzmagic.
Fits. And it fits.
It does.
And that's why people rock with him.
And that's why he can play as a backup until he's 90. Because Can you think of a more well-liked football player ever? He is universally like, there is not a fan base that doesn't like him. You can think of any player that somebody's like, nah, fuck, I hate him. Even Peyton Manning, there's people that fucking despise. Nobody hates Fitzmagic. Nobody.
38 years old, 17 seasons. That's impressive.
Yeah, man. Played for over half the damn teams.
Yeah, nobody dislikes this guy. Like,
I was trying to think maybe. I mean, because Vinny Testaverde was still getting calls in his 40s. But I mean, like to the level of Fitzmagic, no.
There is. This guy could possibly end up in the Hall of Fame because you cannot tell the story of NFL football of this era without him.
It's weird. It's weird, but it's hard to argue against it. I mean, numbers-wise, you can obviously, but just he's one of those stories, one of those players. Again, like I say, for any good backup, you got to be well liked, and that's how you get the backup job. That's how you get the.
So I see Ryan Fitzmagic entering the NFL Hall of Fame when he's like 70 something, and it's one of those legacy inductions because everyone's just like, dude, everyone loves this guy.
Yeah.
Because they're going to realize, like, you have to put him in there because he never ended up in one single team's Ring of Honor. He was never with one team long enough. So, in order to immortalize him, you got to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Dude, that bust would be amazing. That beard, whew.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was either with the. Maybe he's with the Bills the longest.
He wouldn't even have a jersey on, dude. He'd just have an unbuttoned silk shirt on his bust.
Yeah, he was 4 years. Everybody else 2-1.
Yeah, so I was right. The Bills. He was with the Bills along.
All right, so yeah, you know what time it is. I'm gonna end this one, send you a new one, roll a new blunt, and then we'll look at the rest of this Chocolate City Biggums. We got to come up with a logo for them. The Chocolate City Biggums, everybody's favorite team without a real name. It was going to be hilarious because they're probably going to keep that team name. Yeah, I can imagine them end up just keeping that team name because it's like a soccer team now and just a football club. Hey, Adianism. Yeah. I mean, it's Fitzmagic, dude. There's absolutely no reason not to like this guy. I wish he would have had playoff success. Yo, I really wish that Fitzmagic would have had like some magic moments in playoff runs that really solidify it, you know, because there aren't those.
Like if he went to a NFC or AFC championship game, either one, or if he went to both, he took one team to the NFC championship, one team to the AFC championship.
Something like that, you know, or like he was on a team that he was like a backup, and then he had to play a couple games on a Super Bowl run.
Yeah,
you know, something like that.
I think he had his froggiest numbers on the Jets.
Yeah, he did. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you're missing that like signature important run that was just like, oh my God, this guy became the Bob Orry of football. Imagine
who was the receivers? Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, it's back when Eric Decker was getting busy.
Yep.
So yeah, imagine if he had like 2 Super Bowl rings and a couple other title game appearances as a backup and whatnot, but contributed heavily.
And he would be a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the one thing he's missing. He will be in football fans from this era. He will be in our own personal Hall of Fame because what a career. Jesus, and he's still playing. And now he's the starter again.
That's crazy. I love it. I love it for him. I love it for him.
See, they all got to give thanks to Tom Brady for making it okay to be an old quarterback.
I mean, we've had old quarterbacks before, but
it's like becoming like a thing. Aaron Rodgers is in his late 30s.
But they've looked old. Like George Blanda played well into his 40s, but he also kicked. But he was an older quarterback. You know, Vinny Testaverde played until his 40s. Warren Moon played until his 40s. But it was different. They would have some good games, but they weren't the same players of old that we were used to. Whereas Tom was still, once they figured the whole what kind of plays they're going to run, what kind of offense they're going to run, you saw Tom Brady hit an efficiency as he has hit his entire career.
Well, look at Aaron Rodgers was the MVP at 37.
That's what I'm saying. So, but they're taking care of their bodies differently.
Yeah, you're right. It's like Dan Marino at 37. They snapped him in that short pistol, and he just threw it. He never even took a step.
He couldn't even walk.
Elway was already gone by that time.
He was limping around. He was 38, but he looked like he went through 100 boards. But now you look at Tom, he's chilling.
Even Peyton at the end was just throwing ducks at all times.
I mean, he had neck fusion surgery like he was a wrestler.
Yeah. Shout out Mickey Rourke. That's a dope ass movie, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It's a good ass movie, dude.
It's one of the greatest endings.
Yeah, that one's. That's like a Mickey Rourke showing everybody, yeah, I could act. You guys forgot I could do this.
Yeah.
I might have fucked up my face, but I could do this.
I fucked my face out, but yeah, I still got this.
So we already went through their depth chart.
Well, who their corners? No. We didn't go through their.
Kyle Fuller.
Let's go through their offense, defense. Like, yeah, let's name these guys.
All right. So we're back into this. Let's break out our box of Chocolate City Biggums. So before we even go into a deep dive into the box of chocolates, that's what I'm calling their roster all season, the box of chocolates. That's fucked up.
Never do know which one you're gonna get. I mean, honestly, they had Dwayne Haskins, and we saw what that one did. He was a.
All right, so are they going to change their name? I don't think they are. I think they're going to stick with it permanently.
They're going to stick with this. I think right now they're sticking with this.
They are this year, but I'm saying like permanently. I think they're just going to stick with it.
Even right now, this is a big middle finger. It's like we're just gonna be the Washington club or team or whatever the hell they call themselves.
Washington Football Club. It's like a soccer team.
Soccer, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you want to go watch the football club? All right, whatever. It doesn't change your significance to me. If you came with a false name, and then your uniform kind of reflected that.
See, I think they should do a whole rebrand.
That's what I'm saying.
Color scheme and everything.
Because now you have a real opportunity, especially with players. Certain skill players could go single digits. You get a fly uniform behind that. You're in the nation's fucking capital, for goodness sakes. I mean, we're talking jersey sales. We're talking, especially if one of them gets busy, like if Gibson is the one, or McLaurin is the one, or Samuel, whichever. Chase Young's jersey should sell through the roof.
So I look at it like if I would change the colors and everything. I'm going with everything new.
I would change all that.
So like kind of like do what Seattle did, when they went from those Seahawks colors to how they radically changed it, but it was still kind of the same. But they didn't completely abandon it. I wouldn't could change it completely, but
and look what happened. They won a chip.
So the name that was at the top of the list, there was they did a poll in the city and whatnot, and there was a lot of them were stupid, but the top one was pretty fucking dope. The Washington Wolves.
Ooh.
The Wolves. Can you imagine having when they run out, you have the Wolf Howl?
I can get behind that. See,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I can get behind that. I would rock with that.
Yeah.
And then I'll be interested to what the uniform look like. Do we have?
And then you got Chase Young, and then you got that defense, and that's the Wolf Pack and the leader of the pack. It just writes itself.
He has that long ass hair anyway.
Yeah, come on. This is easy marketing, Roger Harper. What is the Washington Football Club doing?
Exactly. They could do a lot of these pro teams. They go on social media and put out jerseys and names and go in, and then they get get the city involved.
See, what I would do is once you pick a name, right? I would have a contest for the uniform design.
Absolutely,
exactly.
Because crowdsourcing, that's going to be way better than hiring some firm.
This is not designers just in the city, or the district rather, but all around the country that would want to crack at that.
Well, Kerry, they have them on Instagram all the time. Somebody would put out alternate versions of uniforms they designed. Somebody did a whole Star Wars thing for all the NFL teams, shit like that. And some of these uniforms are fucking dope as fuck, yo. And I'm looking at them yo, why doesn't the team do that? Why? The Rams' new uniforms are terrible.
I'll tell you exactly why they won't do it. Dan Snyder. If he somehow got displaced, they would have a new name. They would have new uniforms.
Yeah, you would have to erase all of that and move on. Well, not erase it, but close that chapter and move on to something else.
Exactly. And isn't that what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
By giving the name, close that chapter.
Yeah, the Washington Wolves just sounds dope, man. Just dope. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I would love to hear
If you ever been to DC, especially particular parts of DC, it fits.
Yeah, there are some wolves out there. That is for sure. So,
my dude asked me who's the wolf. Let's talk about the dog, Joe.
Oh yeah, see, I'm all about that wolf pack. See, I'm I'm about that wolf life.
Yeah.
I'm
There
saying
it is.
The wolves, yo. I mean, it's hilarious because when I'm walking through the streets of Brooklyn, that's what people say. Oh shit, a wolf, and they kind of move off to the side because he's usually off leash, and that freaks people out. Like, oh shit.
Right? But he's the sweetest damn dog.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't know him. He's just like a 70-pound puppy. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Sweet as hell.
So, who do you think is going to be the most dependable offensive player for the Chocolate City Biggums?
Gibson.
Slight injury issues towards the end of the year, though.
I know.
Workload management is going to be big. That's why you bring in. That's why you bring in J.D. McKissick.
Exactly.
That's a great backup running back. He did great.
He's run hard.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. He has help now.
Yeah. I actually think it's going to end up being Logan Thomas. I think he's going to take a big step forward.
Yeah.
Because it's Fitzmagic, dude.
But you said most productive.
No, I said most dependable.
Most. I still think.
Productive plus availability.
Yeah.
So I think he's primed to take a big step forward because the tight ends have become such a focus in modern day NFL football.
I was gonna say if you said biggest impact, I would have said Logan Thomas.
Okay, same thing. Okay, we'll go biggest impact because you're going to get McLaurin's getting a lot of attention. It's going to happen.
Yep.
But now you add Samuel in. So Samuel is that big X factor.
Yep.
So I just think that Logan Thomas is going to get a lot of one-on-one opportunities with lesser caliber defenders on him.
And Fitz loves to throw to the tight end and young QBs, even if it is Heineke or another.
Tight end's always your best friend. Their backup tight end, John Bates. I don't know who that is. Because in today's NFL, you always have to. That backup tight end is going to get a lot of work.
He's going to be a blocker, I'm thinking.
So Curtis Samuel, big impact, huge impact.
Yeah.
If utilized properly. This is the type of player that you have to use in as many possible ways as you can.
You got a Percy Harvin, that dude.
Yeah, Lord have Percy. Good God, he was one of my favorite players. Because I got to say Lord have Percy because it made a nice laugh every single time. And when he was on the field, he was literally unstoppable.
Oh yeah.
There aren't too many players that are Tyreek Hill is one.
Yeah.
That are an actual in the NFL a home run threat.
Sure.
It doesn't matter where they get the ball on the field; it could possibly be a touchdown, and he was definitely one.
I mean, for the 5 seconds Rocket Ismail was healthy, he was one, but he was always hurt.
Percy Harvin was a big dude returning kicks and punts.
Oh, he was thick. Oh yeah.
But you had to let him return. He was too dynamic with the ball in his hands. You had to let him return.
Sure. Yeah.
As somebody who suffers with chronic migraines and all that, I feel for Percy Harvin's plight because it's impossible to play football with a migraine. You can't even operate as a normal human being, let alone put a helmet on and run into other people.
Took out Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
He still made it to the Hall though. I mean.
Well, those couple Super Bowl rings help.
And then rushing for 2 Gs doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that helps. It's funny because it was with the whole Hall of Fame discussion with players who have shorter careers. With him, there was no hesitation.
Yeah.
They didn't care. It was like, whatever.
Yeah, the impact that he had on that team. He helped one of the most beloved quarterbacks, well, especially then. The media loved John Elway. He was the lovable loser. And so when you help that guy get a couple rings, they're putting you in.
Yeah. And plus, honestly, we saw what happened when they made him the focal point.
Yep.
He was perfect for that stretch run, unstoppable. And then you have a historic performance in a Super Bowl where you have migraines and still go rush for over 200 yards and get a Super Bowl MVP, which is retarded.
I mean, even just being out there as a decoy and having the defense have to account for you.
I did that once. I had one game in my career where I had a migraine and I was a decoy, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know how that military shit in him to just power through that, because not only did he play with a migraine, he played well.
Yeah.
He carried that team. Like, let's go. I got it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And he was a forward runner, so.
And just to, you know, because the belief was with that Denver running game that you just anyone in there. I mean, we saw Mike Anderson do it. Mike Anderson had a couple good.
What was that other Orlandis Gary?
Orlandis
Gary, yeah.
Oh, what a callback. Yeah. But no one did it like Davis did it for that length of time. I mean, you had Clinton Portis who was doing it, but beforehand. But other than that,
not like that though. Not like that.
Yeah, and you just didn't. I mean, Clinton Portis really had his best years in Washington. We know that. But
yeah.
But still, all these guys you plugged in, it just wasn't hitting it like the way Davis hit it.
I did not see Eric Flowers is still in the NFL. He is on the Chocolate City Biggums.
Yeah, he's playing guard now. Yeah, they picked him up. I talked to a couple people who are Washington fans, and they like the signing. Okay.
You never know. Change of scenery works sometimes.
You always need depth.
Yeah.
And he's finally at his proper position. Giants drafted him to be a left tackle. That was not a good look. He's a guard. You play him at guard.
Put him as he'll probably play much better there. And as with the NBA, if you're like 6'5", 320 something, and can move a lot of weight, you're going to be on an NFL roster as a rotational lineman somewhere in a camp somewhere. Like there's not too many of those humans out there. So he was. That's bad linemen tend to get a lot of shots. Because
honestly, if you get good, you get one of those coaches that just know how to coach the line.
Dante Scarnecchia.
Right, like who could take average players and really make them functional players with good mechanics. So no matter what, even if they make like a couple of mental errors, they're going to have great mechanics, and they're actually going to when you have great mechanics, it actually lessens your mental errors because you go in knowing what to do already.
Well, plus if you get a good coaching staff that knows the limitations of their players that they have out there, that you roll protection, you have tight ends, you surround him with people who can help.
Exactly. Well, when you have great technique, you make it.
And it's a line. They have to move as a cohesive unit, so it's not all of it's about one person.
Right.
So trying to look at the depth at the rest of their offense, it's a lot of players that It's a lot of players I've never heard of.
Let's look at QB. So we got Fitzy starting. Heineke's backing up so far?
Yeah, and then Kyle Allen is still on that squad.
Yeah, got it.
See, that was the other guy who came in and won games. It's just like everybody kind of won games for them.
Yeah. But again, it's like Kyle Allen is another Riverboat Ron guy.
Yeah.
You can trust. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
So ish at QB for now.
Let's see. Running backs we already went through. Wide receivers. Antonio Gandy Golden. Why have I heard this name before? Who is this guy? I do have like a photographic memory, so it's probably just because it's. Because he was drafted. Nah, he did play last year.
1 reception, 3 yards.
And he came out of Liberty. It must have been that he was dope from Liberty, and that's why he got into the NFL. Isaiah Wright is. I'm thinking of the actor. That's the only reason I'm looking at that name, like Isaiah Wright.
Do we have a? Oh, you thinking Jeffrey Wright?
No, Isaiah Wright. And then there's also, isn't there a lineman that just got drafted named Isaiah Wright that's trash? He was from Florida.
Oh.
He was supposed to be, it was a first-round pick recently. Last year or the year before. And he ended up sucking. Who did he play for? Because he retired and then came back. He retired for like 2 days. It was that guy.
Yeah. Listen.
That's why I remember it, because he walked away from football for like 2 days and then came back.
How I feel about players retiring middle of the game, middle of the season, I just can't rock with you no more. I can't, because I can't trust you.
This is true, but I will say retiring at halftime of a game is legendary.
craziest.
That is legend. That's you being like, yo, I can't. These kids, I can't.
Because he knew he couldn't cover him. So
Yeah,
you gonna punk out like that and retire?
Yo, man, these kids are too fast. I can't do this no more.
Oh man, Vontae Davis, come on, man.
Hilarious.
You get a forever. Come on, man.
Yes, because your career will be remembered as the guy who quit in the middle of a game, not for anything that you did.
And what's sad is, like, he could actually play. He actually had talent, and then he just, I'm getting beat. Dug it.
Damn, these kids is fast. Fuck.
Right. Who's the third string running back? Who's after JD?
Peyton Barber. That's what I said. Peyton Barber's still there.
All right. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this does take the load off Gibson. Yeah. Gibson.
So the Chocolate City Biggums got 2 Sims on their team at receiver.
One's from Alabama, I know.
They got Cam Sims and Steve Sims.
Cam Sims, yes. Cam Sims, yeah.
Well, Steve Sims is Steve Sims Jr., so nobody will have to do anything weird with their uniform. Tight ends, dude. Logan Thomas is it, basically. John Bates, Ricky Seals-Jones, and Tamarick Hemingway.
Okay, Ricky Seals-Jones has been in the league.
Yeah, so. But they got him slotted at third, so Logan Thomas is basically it. Yeah, we know what he's capable of, but this is still a quarterback move to tight end. Mm-hmm. So, random high thought. The Titans also signed. Didn't you text me about this? They signed a college wrestler.
Oh, Kuhn.
Yeah.
A. Kuhn. They signed A. Kuhn.
Yeah, guy's never played football before.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just been a wrestler.
Big fucking guy. Really strong.
Listen, basketball players have been turned into tight ends. We'll see if wrestlers can be turned into linemen.
Tim Tebow's getting converted into a tight end. Your boy wants to play DN now.
Who's this?
Brandon Jacobs.
Oh boy, he's trying to come back.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't see that? Yeah, Brandon Jacobs is attempting to come back at DN.
Wow.
No
comebacks. Did y'all see your boy get knocked down?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Really?
Yeah. He posted a picture. He was like, because he's huge. He's huge.
Yeah, he is. But he's also what, 35?
38, I think.
38. Yeah, he's older than that.
I'm about to say, yeah, maybe I'm going too low.
Nah, it was hilarious because it was just like, okay, all these players coming back and switching positions.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just go to WWE or AEW?
I don't know, man. He's not going to make a team. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Come back to so you played running back.
Yeah.
And you were a collision type running back, even though you were at the last part of your career, you were tap dancing and tiptoeing.
Which is why I hate him, and I always will. How are you that big, tiptoeing everywhere?
I know. So now you want to come back.
They play D end.
Another huge collision position.
Dude, those tackles are going to manhandle him.
For him to understand,
he doesn't have the hand skill. He's not. That's not what you did your whole career.
You got to think about it. He, at 38, he could be potentially play against the son of a former player who he's run over, and the son is looking for revenge. You know what I'm saying?
Daddy, I got him.
My daddy? Nah. It's not a good look.
It's not going to work either. It's not going to work. At all.
Sell insurance, my friend.
Just do something else. Start a clothing line. I don't know. Do something. Make smoothies. Do something with yourself. Open a strip club.
Hope you got some Bitcoin.
It's cheap right now. Buy in, man. Get it.
Cheap. Might as well.
So, defensive side of the ball, because as far as outside of Eric Flowers, the rest of their backup linemen, who knows? A backup lineman. Defense. Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and Montez Sweat up front. Pretty formidable up front. This is the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, Payne and Allen. That's like they've been eating too. Like they have a stout defensive line.
That's what I said. That's the Wolfpack, man. I'm gonna start campaigning for it right now. It's the Washington Wolves.
I like that.
Matt Ioannidis. Who is this guy? Why am I recognizing all these random players? Is it because I just watched the draft?
Maybe.
Is he new?
Mean, it sounds like a condition, but
Nah, he's 2016 drafted.
okay. What is he? What does he do?
22 sacks in his career.
Okay, so he's a lineman.
He's a D tackle, so it's
Okay.
All right, that's why, because he was there before these two D tackles now, so he's all right. So you got a little bit of veteran presence up front, but it doesn't matter because it's Chase Young's team. Hilarious that a rookie walks in and is just like, yeah, my team.
Mine. Yeah, he got shotgun right away. And nobody caught him for it.
Nope. Oh yeah. Your bike's over here. Come on, it'd be like both our bikes.
My bike.
My bike, fool. Linebackers. Cole Holcomb. That name active.
Okay.
So you got Bostic in the middle. He's a tone setter. He is a thumper, tone setter. So you have that 4 up front and then Bostic in the middle. They're not going to be easy to run on.
Right.
Up the middle is going to be very physical.
Right. And as we've seen last year, Bostic will knock your quarterback out. I just hope you pick said quarterback the fuck up and don't let your quarterback lay on the ground like that.
You know what Bostic should have done? He should have been so gangster after that one that he picked Andy Dalton up.
That would have been the most
insulting thing ever.
Disrespectful thing ever. Do. And if I'm one of the players on Dallas who didn't help my quarterback, I take my jersey off immediately. That's the only way you retire in the middle of a game.
Could you, Roger, what would you have done if you was on the field? Quarterback gets knocked the fuck out. Nobody helps him up, and you're on defense, right? And your middle linebacker who just knocked him the fuck out looks over and then goes and picks him up.
That would have been crazy, seeing some shit like that.
The craziest thing I've ever seen.
Literally. That would be the wildest thing you would ever see on a football field.
I'd literally peel him off the turf, you know?
I mean, where's Theo when you need him? That's my quarterback.
Yeah.
That's my quarterback.
Yeah.
Where was he? You needed a TO on that team.
Where was anybody? None of the trainers ran out. The water boy didn't run out. Coaches didn't even bat an eye. They were just like, back up, next man up.
Yeah.
God, they really...
Even the league was just like, well, I mean, Dallas didn't care, so Boston, don't worry about it.
They must really hate that guy.
Wow. I don't know what Andy Dalton did.
You know what? See,
being a ginger.
See, that's what I was about to get to. See, Roger Goodell runs in some funny circles, right? He's up there. The guy's eating peanut M&Ms with Illuminati members and whatnot, right? Maybe he knows that they have confirmed the gingers have no soul, and that's why nobody cared.
Maybe.
I think the whole team knew. They're like, yeah, fuck it, who cares?
Maybe his heart got broken by Pippi Longstocking. No. Who knows?
Yeah, her and Wendy.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, red is the devil.
Son, that's still the most even without him being picked up by John Bostic, that's still the most outrageous thing I've ever seen on an NFL football field.
And see, whoever's watching, you see how much of an affront this is. We cannot let this go.
It's been months we've been talking about this shit.
We'll never, ever, ever, ever let this go. That's how bad that was. Never.
I can't think of a single player I've ever been on a team with, quarterback or not, that if they would have been laid out and I would have been on the field, that I wouldn't have waved over the trainer and been like, oh shit, you all right?
Something.
Dude, they kind of like what they almost Allen Iverson to Tyronn Ludum.
They just stood around and looked at each other like this never happened to them.
Yeah, they walked over.
Yeah, they Tyronn Ludum. Oh shit, out the way. Fuck.
Yeah, they sure did.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, crazy.
So we have confirmed here on Gray Matter This is investigative journalism at its best. We need a ticker at the bottom. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Ginger confirmed on Gray Matter the Gingers have no souls because there's no other explanation as to why they did that.
Yeah.
The whole team said, "Fuck this dude."
Oh, crazy. I mean, even the head coach was just like, and I gotta say, if I'm that head coach, first of all, if I'm a player, I can't even look you in the eyes with respect. You can't do it. I have them running so many gases. I want the whole team to quit. I want everybody to quit. Everybody's gonna retire after that practice I put them through.
Yo, if I was the GM, if I'm Jerry Jones, I just bring Andy Dalton into a meeting room immediately after the game. Just tell him your salary is paid for the rest of the year. You don't have to come back.
Sure.
I understand. I wouldn't come back.
Can't trust anybody in that locker room.
How could you ever come back to that team as a quarterback?
Come on, man.
He must have been talking shit or something to the guys at halftime, and they didn't. Something happened.
Yeah, Roger, you're right. He must have.
Raj, they sucked.
Yeah, I know.
They sucked.
Yeah,
so I need to block.
That would have
telling them what they had to do.
Yeah, but it's funny though because he's only there for a couple weeks, so they're probably like, "Oh, shut the fuck up,
They
yo."
probably know the shit better than they do because they sucked.
You're still outrageous. I'll never let it go.
I know. I'll never let that shit go.
Even opponents, if you knock one out, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit." You might celebrate real quick, but then you're gonna be like, "Oh, he's not getting up."
Listen to how even the other teams talk. They were like, "Yo, I've never seen nothing like that." They were like, "If this happens to your quarterback, they were like, oh, you already know. We fighting. Like there's no way my quarterback is laying on the ground like that. No way."
Nearly immediately afterwards, we get a perfect example from the Bills Mafia of what you do when a quarterback takes a cheap shot, and they didn't knock Josh Allen out. It was just a cheap shot. Those linemen were ready to go instantly. All of them. Let's go. Come on.
They didn't care if they got kicked out the game. It was a playoff game. They didn't give a shit.
Nope. Yep, let's go. And Josh Allen's a big motherfucking dude who can handle himself. And they're nope. It's quarterback.
Exactly.
So I remember some blunt fog going on, but I do remember knocking a player out in a game, like official, like out. He's not getting up once. I celebrated for a second because it was kind of surprising because I'm not very big and I absolutely put him to sleep. But immediately it was pointing to their sideline like, "Oh, you come get this guy. Like, he's not getting up. Come get him." Yeah. So, your own teammates, Jesus Christ. Allen Iverson, dude, they walked over him. He took a step over him like, ugh. Like somebody had spilled some fucking milk or something. Like, oh, whoa, watch out.
He took a step over him like he knocked him out. Like that was what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Shit on the ground. Or some shit.
Yeah. Come on, man. So we got Knock 'em Out Bostic. Who else we got?
Oh, it's incredible. Who is David Mayo? That's not Gerard Mayo. Is that his brother or something? See, this is a lot of players I've never heard of as rotational. And this is the difference between, like, those good rosters and, like, deep playoff runs is when you look at those rotational players as we've been going through, and we'll see it especially as we keep getting to better teams. It's a bunch of players that you start to recognize, like, oh, these are veterans.
But also, though, now that we're in this new age, the age of Rona, it's important to know who these backups are because just like what happened in Pittsburgh with the dude who took over for Devin White.
The white dude.
Yeah, he started playing gangbusters, and we had to know who he was.
Yeah, he was that guy.
Playing.
Yeah, that guy liked to hit so much he hurt himself.
So like knowing these backups, especially you never know who's going to go out with Rona, who's going to get hurt. You've been seeing player injuries go up within the past.
So, side note on that, did you guys see that? Speaking of the Rona, we thought that we beat the Rona, but the Rona did claim one more sports victim. John Rahm. 6 shots ahead in the tournament on Sunday, and they tell him he has a positive Rona test, and they make him quit. He loses $1.7 million.
Wait, $2 million.
2.1. Excuse me. Yeah, 2.1.
Yes.
What's that?
John Rahm. Spanish golfer. He's a big dude. He can really hit it. He was 6 shots ahead.
Yep.
6 fucking shots on Sunday. And
Winning.
The leader.
the leader. And so the information came out that he had taken a vaccine because he didn't test positive. It was contract tracing. Somebody in his like team or entourage tested positive. And it was just too late to like have the so by Roni rules, they're like, you got it. It was in Ohio, right, Roger?
Sir, at the Murfield.
Yeah, that's right by you.
Okay. Just rock with me for half a second on this one. They play golf outside, right?
Yep.
Outside of his caddy, who's getting next to him?
I don't know.
Are we saying he was already out there playing
For 3 days, yes, 3 days.
There was no way he could still be outside. Like, he was around all these people all this other time that he couldn't have finished out. There was no way.
Nah.
They got to set an example. They got it.
If it was near him, then you.
They escorted him out, man.
Dude, they literally did carry. They escorted him out.
It was a bad deal.
That's
They walked away.
that's
Two- $2 million. I'm suing if I'm him.
That's
He
great.
got shot too. Apparently, he received a shot like days before.
And listen, yo, son, we outside. What's up? Y'all just stay away from me. Let me do my thing.
All right, so
anyway.
So Kerry, on the closing Saturday and Sunday, you're in a 2-man group. It's just you and another player, especially if you're leading.
Yeah.
So Thursday and Friday, it's going to be 3. It's never 4. That's what you do with your friends. It's 3. So it's only going to be him and whoever was in second going into Sunday.
You're not sharing the same ball.
It will literally, the only time he would be around somebody else is if he's on the green waiting for his playing partner to finish his putts, and you're never beside each other. So it was really weird.
You're not sharing clubs. You're not sharing balls. That one
$2 million. $2 million.
Come on, man.
And if you're a golf fan, much wider implications on seasonal things. Seasonal point standings, FedEx Cup standings, things like that, because FedEx Cup is a $10 million tournament based off of a season.
And these golf period, whatever, Pan Am, whatever the Trans Am tournament, whatever the tournament is, those shits are hard as hell to win. So to be in position to win,
6 shots up is you're pretty much not going to lose. You're not losing 6 shots up on Sunday.
and then did they do this at the top of Sunday, or was he already playing? Did he get a couple holes in?
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, so he didn't even get so he didn't even get no.
Oh my God! Could you imagine how brutal it would have been if he's actually playing on Sunday and they pull him off like the 4th tee? Like, nope, you're done, out of here.
They would have had to arrest him. He's not going peacefully.
Yeah, I believe he cried from what my father, my old
Of
man.
course he did.
$2 million, I would cry too.
Hell
Of course he
yeah.
did.
Especially on the road and shit. You know, bullshit.
And so what they're also saying is since he tested positive that he can't leave for 14 days. So now
Now he got to stay at the scene of the crime.
yep, he's stuck up there in a place that wouldn't let him play golf for 14 days.
Took my job.
They took my
I
job.
couldn't leave the job. Imagine getting fired, but you can't leave the damn building.
And they took your $2 million bonus that you only need to work one more day for.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, we already know the answer, but just for hypotheticals, if that's Tiger Woods, if they pull him out Saturday night and say you're not playing Sunday, yeah, right.
I did try to do that to Phil Mickelson.
See, so Kerry, I know you're not up in the golf world.
Couple names, Koepka. You know, I know a couple.
Yeah, players don't really like John Rahm.
Okay.
So I'm sure that they weren't too broken up about this happening.
Sad about that.
Yeah, like, whatever, fuck that guy. There's a couple players that people just don't like, which is making golf fun.
They'll make it right though.
No. Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau absolutely fucking hate each other, and it is playing out in social media, and it's hilarious.
I love it. I mean, even with the charity holes that Brady and Rogers are supposed to play with Mickelson and the other cat, just their social media smack talk was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, do it for charity. They think it's serious.
Oh yeah, you know I'm definitely watching those guys go out there and hack it around.
That's crazy. So then we got Mayo. Who else? Who we got on the corners?
Their other corner is William Jackson III.
Well, William Jackson III, U of H, go Cougs. Nice signing, pickup from the Bengals, and I'm glad that he got out of there. So that's actually a good look for him. But I meant linebacker wise, who's strong, who's weak.
So their weak linebackers, Jabeen Davis. I don't know who that is.
He definitely. Oh, that's the rookie out of Kentucky.
Okay, now I do know who that is. Okay.
So yeah, they got him starting. They slot him in as a starter. Yeah, he's going. I'll be watching him. He's a player.
Well, you also have that. You see, once again, you keep reiterating that front four makes those linebackers' jobs really easy because you're not getting people's heads. The linemen aren't reaching you.
Right.
Not getting to the second level on those guys. Those guys wide open.
Yeah, so you are free to roam, and then you have Bostic, who is eating up the middle. So those two strong side and weak side, are going to have a.
And Davis covers ground, and when he gets there with bad intentions. Who's on the side?
That's Cole Holcomb. So that's the active guy.
Yeah. Oh man, so you talking about 3 active linebackers now, who all should be clean because you got the front 4 eating everybody up.
So you have Kendall Fuller at one corner. He's going to be your number 1 corner, and he is a ball hawk. So with that front 7, we can now say, instead of just front 4, this front 7, I'm looking for Kendall Fuller to possibly lead the league in interceptions, jumping a lot of routes.
This also makes the safeties very important because we have William Jackson who could play. We got Fuller who could play. So these safeties could have really big years.
Well, Landon Collins, and then Jeremy Reeves is his backup.
Okay.
And then Cameron Curl, who I don't know who that is at free safety.
He came in later in the season. He played very well.
All right, so solid defense. So you could look at probably a top 5 unit.
Yeah, he's a hitter too who can cover. So he's like a Landon Collins type, but who could actually cover.
He has 63 tackles as well. So that's what I'm
saying. That's what I'm saying. He comes up and he hits. He will hit you, but he can also cover.
All right, I was just literally about to go into the stats from last year, which is kind of skewed because it was Alex Smith coming in. It was last year's offense was literally Alex Smith returning to football. That was the whole story for them.
Then why don't we do this? Why don't we end this one now? Since we only got 2 minutes left, and then we'll get into the stats.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that. Goddamn. Good eye. I would have blazed right through that one. See, that's why I can't do this shit by myself. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna re-up and then we'll finish the Chocolate City Biggums. Good eye with Carrie because I am high and not paying attention. Yo, I keep saying I'm gonna find a better video conferencing app, but then I smoke weed and forget about it. But by the regular season, I'll just get a subscription to Zoom so that we don't have to do this. Bruce Leaf, what up? Yes, I'm definitely blowing it down. Welcome to Gray Matter, where we talk about sports for a couple hours with my motherfucking homies. Nice would be here, but who knows what Nice is doing right now. He's a rap star. Who knows what the rap star is doing in the rap life. I don't live that rap life no more. I hang out with the wolf. And mix records in this room that I do these shows from. Roger Harper beat you this time, Gary.
No, I would. Yeah, I was. Listen,
That was impressive, Roger. Gary has a quick draw on
Nice.
the Zoom re-up.
nice.
Always in there.
Yeah, see, that's why you got the top spot up here. That's how quick you were. So look at that.
Call me slipping. It's all right.
Hey, word. So yeah, Alex Smith was the story. He's not the story anymore. The other,
Greatest back story of all time.
yeah.
Die, you get 17 leg surgeries. The greatest comeback story of all time.
The other side of that is Dewey Haskins is also gone. Now, the funny thing about Dewey Haskins, this is why I wanted to bring this up. So he's now in Pittsburgh, correct? Ben Roethlisberger says that Dewey Haskins can throw a football through a car wash and it won't get wet. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen that from him, but sure, okay.
Okay. I mean, but also, not for nothing. When's the last time anyone has taken a Roethlisberger endorsement and ran with it? I'm just saying.
So what that says to me, if I play psychologist right now, is they really fucking hate Mason Rudolph.
Oh, absolutely. That's not even a question.
They never say nothing about this dude. He's singing praise upon Dewey Haskins.
And let me tell you something. The reason why the Browns, with the whole thing with the Browns, the dust up and all of it, Pittsburgh did the right thing defending their quarterback, right? But and this is a guy they don't even really rock with like that. But they still even defended him against Myles Garrett, a monster among men.
Literal monster among men, going behind the back, between the legs, 180 dunking on human beings.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they even defended him, someone who you clearly see they liked duck call guy more than him.
Quack, quack,
Hodges,
quack, 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 quack.
They like the duck call guy more than him. Devlin Hodges, yes. Yeah. So that Mason Rudolph is still on the roster. Kudos to him. Him and James Washington, college teammates, friends. I don't.
All right, so let's take this to the extreme. Let's assume that his name is Mason, for Christ's sakes. All right, so I will be a resident white guy, as shocking as that is. All right, I am from West Virginia, Roger Harper. I know a lot of people named Mason. I know the type of character that people named Mason tend to be.
Definitely has a friend named Chad.
Yeah, all that. Big trucks, belt buckles, angry at people who spend more time in the sun than them for no apparent reason whatsoever. We'll just put it that way, right? So we don't get flagged on YouTube. So we'll assume that everything is that we can presume about Mason Rudolph, of all people, is true. And those linemen still got busy and started fighting. That's how astounding that them not helping Andy Dalton is. Astounding that they didn't help him after a bad hit. Myles Garrett took Mason Rudolph's helmet off and tried to kill him with it.
Did.
Can you imagine if he actually connected on the top of his head?
I don't even want to.
Like whack-a-mole?
I'm so happy for his life that he did.
The NFL was so ecstatic that he missed. Could you imagine that PR nightmare of that? Could you imagine if it split it open and just there was meat hanging out and shit? Ugh.
That he missed. Just like there's certain things where you're just happy for the person who actually did the thing that they were unable to complete it. Like I was happy for Shaq.
I was just gonna say it.
On Brad Miller, because Brad Miller would be dead, and then Shaq would have been in prison.
Yes, because Shaq did try to kill him.
Yes, he did. So I was happy for Shaq that he did not connect with Brad Miller.
I forget which game it was before the Roni, March Madness, that fight that spilled into the stands. Remember the dude was literally going to kill somebody and somehow somebody
Yes. The two teams. Yeah, because someone scored the basket late. It was already a blowout.
And it was on after that.
pissed. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta look it up now because that shit was epic.
Two big schools too.
Yeah.
I forget the schools right now, but yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Remember he picked up the chair.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
Kansas State.
Yeah, Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Yeah, he picked up the chair. Remember he went to go and that random fan grabbed his arm.
Yep.
And he looked at it and he put the chair down.
And like saved a life.
Yeah, because he was
Saved his college career too, probably.
Saved his college career. That's what I'm saying. So he should be thanking that person who stopped that. Because it would have changed his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened to LeGarrette Blount after he just knocked some dude out.
I mean, I was happy that one connected. That dude was a piece of shit. It was acting like a piece of shit to him. You don't do that. You know how raw emotions are after you take a tough L, national TV, all that. And yo fat ass didn't even do nothing. You wasn't even one of the cats who was giving me problems. Nobody actually was giving LeGarrette Blount problems. LeGarrette Blount had a crazy game. He had over 200 yards rushing. He had an ill game. It's just that his team couldn't finish it out. But yeah, you gonna have some old backup ass lineman jump up in my face doing all. Yeah, your ass gonna get knocked out too.
That is.
I mean, I couldn't play in the bowl game and all that, but he still made it to the league and he still won chips, so he was fine.
That is one blunt I do not want to hit.
That dude got what he got.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys seen the 5-star high school player that snuck the referee. Y'all see that one?
Yes.
Yes, did.
Yeah. Messed up
I
his
mean,
college opportunity too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say this though. I know it's not just me, but officiating has gone in the damn toilet in every sport.
1,000,000%.
Every sport. And now you have these ultra talented cats, you know, in the men's game and in the women's game, who are busting their ass, and they're having these terrible, terrible calls. I mean, the frustration's mounting. You're already in a competitive spirit mode, and you're going to have what everyone else saw. The entire arena, the entire stadium saw this one thing that you get paid to see, and you miss it or you miscall it. I mean, I know what happened to this dude. It was bad. It was a bad look, no question about it. And this kid who did it lost a lot of. But I promise you that this will not be the only time that this happens.
No.
Especially if something is not done about the terrible officiating in all these leagues.
Well, okay, so speaking on the backbone of what we talked about last week of these fans in these arenas going wild and jumping onto the jumping up and smacking the backboard and throwing popcorn and all this shit, it's only going to get worse.
Oh, yep.
The fans aren't the only people who are going to turn up. The players themselves are going to turn up too.
And if you thought Malice in the Palace was bad, keep messing around. Keep playing. Refs, keep fucking up. Fans, keep jumping on the field like shit is sweet. I'm telling you. It's going to be a bad situation.
Corona has a lot to do with this shit, I think.
Oh yeah, because people they got Rona brains, which is not good.
Yo, so
Rona brains is one step away from being a zombie.
So they've already pushed Russell Westbrook's buttons once by dumping popcorn on him. His fuse just got even shorter now. He might be the next one to jump into the stands.
Listen, they've been messing with Russ for years now. Talking, especially in Utah, talking all this crazy racist shit. I don't even know in other arenas doing that shit. Like, they keep messing with him. They keep messing with the wrong.
He's not the one. He's not. You can tell he's not the one. Don't fuck with him.
Safe with this distance. I mean, even Bradley Beal said, "Listen, you don't get it twisted. I got hands. Like, you know, these players are starting to. Okay, you also realize a lot of these players come from very specific places. They got money now, and they show their talents and they do these things. They didn't forget where the hell they came from. They still got homies, and they still go back there all the time.
And on top of that, these are gigantic human beings who are in
work out for a living,
who are in peak physical shape,
and work out for a living.
Yeah.
So I mean,
all right. So let's do a rewind. All right. So fan throws a drink into Ron Artest's face. That's one player you don't do this to. Of course, he's going to run up into the stands. Players run onto or fans run onto the court thinking it's time to get busy. I hate these people making more money and more successful than me. The true hate and intoxication comes out. Fan runs onto the court. Jermaine O'Neal just starts cleaning people. Ha! 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 I'm just like, oh.
You also have to remember, him and Ron did not get along at this time, but he still had to back his play.
Look at that.
It's a teammate.
See?
Had to back his play.
Again, we're going full circle. They hate Andy Dalton. He has no soul. All right, so the segues are incredible on this show. I love it. So Alex Smith gone, Dewey Haskins gone, Kyle Allen's still there, but it's going to be Fitzmagic show. Antonio Gibson, 800 yards, 4.7 per rush, which is very important. That's good in the NFL, and 11 touchdowns in only 14 games.
And they figured out how to use him later in the season as opposed to earlier in the season.
Yes. McKissick's good backup. McLaurin had 1,100 yards.
Barber's going to get touches.
Yeah.
Barber, he finds a way to get touches, especially on the goal line. I'd watch it.
All right, so McLaurin had 1,100 yards. There's a new stat in the NFL, big plays. He had 17 big plays. I think that's anything over 15 or 20 yards. It's one of those metrics.
It's a big play.
Yeah, but, well...
I mean...
there's a lot.
25, that's a big play.
Well, whatever it is, the next closest player on the team had 9, and that was Cam Sims.
Okay. Big dude.
And then underneath of that was Logan Thomas at 5. So there's not a whole lot of them on that team, and they all came out of McLaurin, who is only going to get better.
I'm definitely looking for Curtis Samuel to be on that big play list, and maybe even Damio Brown. See if they can get him in there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Curtis Samuel is there because I'm looking at their stats from last year, and he's not in that list. So I'm just like, oh yeah, that dude's dope.
I definitely look for him to. He's that type of dude who could lead them in big plays. Sure.
Yeah, easily. So Logan Thomas, 670 yards, 72 catches though. So that's why I said I look for him to take a big leap. 72 catches is a lot. Now you could look at the yardage to be between 800 and maybe up to 1,000. It's tough for tight ends to crack 1,000.
I picked him up early. I heard what his camp was like. I just liked the hype. I mean, it was like what they were seeing in the development, and then also knowing the quarterback situation. I picked him up early, paid dividends.
Well, he played all 16 games, so that's great. 72 catches and 6 touchdowns. So that's what I'm saying. He's primed to take a leap in development this year. The Sims brothers. Interesting. I don't know, man. This team is all about defense. Bostic already 118 tackles last year. Cam Curl was second in their team in tackles. So, and then Holcomb was third. That's what I said. Holcomb, I remember him.
And Curl got late playing time. He came in because of injuries, because he was a backup.
Well, he was rotational because he played at all 16 games at some point.
Right, exactly.
Let's see, sacks. Chase Young only 7.5, but his impact on the field is immeasurable.
Yeah, I mean, he freed up Kerrigan, who had his best sack totals in years.
Yes. Montez Sweat played better than he ever did.
Montez Sweat was making huge plays. Jonathan Allen was making plays. Yeah.
Yeah, Montez Sweat had 9 sacks last year. 9 sacks and 14 tackles for loss.
And that is the Chase Young effect. And this is what they expected out of Sweat when they initially drafted him.
And, see, this is the big thing with these two. All right, so if you look at Sweat and Young together, solo tackles, 60. It's a lot for DNs because you're typically not getting solo tackles as a DN. You're applying pressure and setting the edge and things like that. So, 16 and a half sacks between the two of them. 26 and a half tackles for loss.
And also, what you didn't know...
No, I'm doing 10 pass defenses between the two of them. That's 10 knockdowns.
But this is what I'm also saying. What you also didn't know is they're dropping a mixtape called Young Sweat, Volume 1.
AKA Lil Young Sweat.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
They dipping in this music game. They about to set DC on fire. Trust me on this. Young Sweat, check for it. This summer's coming out.
a word. I will not be working on that project. I promise you that. The 10 pass defenses between the two of them. It's a lot for two defense. That's a lot of pass. That's very disruptive for the two of them.
Like 6'5", 6. I mean, he's tall, long arm. Yeah.
And then Sweat did pick off one for a touchdown too.
Yeah, they've been dropping him back in coverage, and he's been playing very well like that.
Dude,
So,
he's got his reach is ridiculous.
they've been moving him around. They move Young around too. Also, though, it's just like they kind of give him the freedom to kind of feel it out to see where he wants to go.
And wouldn't you?
Wonky, they were.
Rich match.
Wouldn't you do that though if you had somebody that talented?
Yeah.
It's like having Palomalu all over again, where it's just like, hey, you just feel it out, dude. I can't tell you how to do what it is that you do. So, without looking at their schedule, what are we guessing for the Washington Wolves record next year? They were 7-9 last year, division
Right.
champs.
I could actually see them winning 10 this year.
Yeah, they got Fitzmagic. All right, so let me ask you before we break down their carry, before we break down their schedule, is Fitzmagic is, you know what you're getting, right? This is Fitzmagic the starter, not Fitzmagic the backup miracle maker. And Fitzmagic the starter typically plays extremely well in the beginning of the year and then has a really evident fade.
Falls off.
He always falls off.
He's leading the league in passing, a la Tampa Bay Bucks. But it's gonna hit Game 6.
Extra game this year, too.
Game 6, Game 7, he'll have 3 picks, 2 that go for touchdowns. Game 7, he'll have another 2 picks. Game 8, he'll fumble it, and have like a bunch of incompletions.
Can you think of a quarter? See, this guy's amazing. Can you think of another quarterback? See if either of you can pull one out of the ether. Another quarterback who is responsible for A, winning moments, and B, also blowing moments. Maybe Brett Favre.
I'm going to say Favre. That's easy, Favre.
Favre, but Fitzmagic is such an extreme. You're either getting magic or he is throwing 3 picks.
Give it and he take it.
Oh, yeah, it's one or the...
Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Who?
Tony Romo.
Tone, yeah, Tone.
Romo-licious.
Yeah.
That's nicest guy. Nice loves Tony Romo.
Nice, still on tour, huh?
Those teams were rough. Ken O'Brien was like that, too. Ken O'Brien was like that, and even Boomer, near the end especially. Esiason. Thinking it's Jets, but then that could also just be Jets business.
Well, I mean, you're obviously Flea's. Everyone's going to say Eli in there because Kerry. You don't get to say no because you're too. He's too close to Giants fans' hearts.
I wasn't even saying no. I was just shaking my head
because you know it's true. This guy is responsible for 2 of the most ridiculous playoff runs in football history. Resulted in toppling the Giant twice, and also led the league in interceptions multiple years.
Fitzmagic would give up his beard to have Eli's career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody would because it's 2 rings, and you were highly responsible.
Yep.
So
2 lucky catches.
there's that.
All right, so it's crazy because if I say to you, as time wears on and it's like a river on a rock just starts wearing away the memory of those teams, there will only be 1 player left standing from those teams, and it will be Eli.
Absolutely.
Eli and that team. That's it. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, as so should Fitzmagic, as players you can't tell the story of a whole era without them. You can't. It's not about the numbers, but Eli also has those rings and proved it at the biggest moments, and
and he was the MVP of the game.
That's what I'm saying. Proved it on the biggest moments.
And then who he did it against.
I know. Whatever.
That wasn't even at you, but I'm just saying. There's only one other quarterback that can say that they sniped him, that they sniped TB12 in the Super Bowl, and that's your man Foles, who has a statue.
Big Dick Nick Foles, man.
Who has a stat? I've never seen a player who's still playing and like back it up have a statue. That's how thirsty Philly was.
Dude, yeah, that's incredible. He didn't even retire. They just put it up.
Like, this is the first time that a player is playing and that has a statue erected of their life. And he doesn't even play for the damn team.
Yo, that's hilarious. How did the rest of the Eagles players feel? It's not even about the team. It wasn't about the Eagles finally winning the chip.
Philly all the way.
It was about Philly. That's it.
That's Donovan McNabb. Probably can't stand this shit.
Oh, my God.
Donnie McNabb did more for them at quarterback that you can say anyone. I mean, Ron Jaworski took them to the Super Bowl, but so did Donovan McNabb. Like, in terms of records, if you want to go through quarterback records, McNabb.
Of course. So how many times has Donovan McNabb vandalized that fucking statue?
Painted.
Right? He's like, I gave you Mickey Fickies all my life. That's what you do to me? You put some damn backup? You give him a statue? Yeah, that's great.
Incredible, right? I guarantee you he definitely walks his dogs by that statue on purpose. Like, here you go, guys. There you go. That's hilarious. So, 10-7, huh? Roger Harper, what do you think off the top of your head?
I'll give him 500.
500? Well, you can't go 500 anymore.
That's right. You're right. I'll give him one up on 500. I mean, the division's not that strong, so we'll see who's going to stick out this year.
We're talking one less win than me. 9-8.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can see them sweeping the division because I don't trust Dallas at all. So that's what, 6 wins right there. Yeah, I can see Ted. I can see 10-7 easy.
That's 10.
All right, so now let's look what they really have to do. Week 1 against the Chargers. That's going to be fun. Justin Herbert against that defense out the gate. That's going to be a good one. And I watched Justin Herbert play football, so I'll actually be watching that one in Week 1.
So we have to really. So in this game, and as we say, you know, defense usually the one that comes out on fire to start the season. So in that regard, I would lean toward Washington's defense over the Chargers' defense because I don't know. I mean, they got players coming back. Derwin James should be back, but Melvin Ingram is gone.
And rookie tackle. Week 1 against those two.
So I would have to lean Washington on
and it's in Washington. I can see them actually sneaking away with the Week 1 win, and then they play against your squad in Washington, Giants. And then they got to go to Buffalo. So Buffalo can't handle that. They can handle them. And it's going to be in Buffalo. It's a tough place to play. And you guys have to remember, fans in the stands, full capacity this season. Those first couple weeks are going to be insane, and Buffalo is going to have one of those home field advantages. It's going to be tough to get over.
Well, we've even seen it in the NBA, like now, especially playoffs now, that they've been having fans. Like if you remember what the bubble sounded like, and now you're seeing what this sounds like, the whole vibe, the whole energy is just way different. And now players who are just like, some players
feed off that shit.
Yeah, so you'll have like a marginal player all of a sudden playing way above his pay grade because he's getting either that love or getting that hate, and that's the thing that activates them.
I love it. Bring it. Come on. Bring it. I'm feeding off that shit one way or the other.
Jay Crowder is like that. Like, watch Jay Crowder play. He's a player that he's like a marginal player, but when he gets that hate, especially when he gets that hate, he takes his game up. He loves doing that shit on the road. So
all right, so then they go to Atlanta, so that looks like a win.
We got 2-1 right now.
Yeah,
right?
Then they go to Atlanta. That's a win.
3-1.
Then they go to New Orleans. We don't know what we're going to get with this New Orleans team.
But New Orleans should still be a tough place to play.
And the defense is going. And you're right. It's still early. Loud stadium. That place is going to be rocking. The defense is still good. I could see. You know what? I think Jameis Winston is going to surprise people.
Yeah,
Because
I do too.
he can play, and this is Sean Payton's offense, and he's not blind anymore. This is great. He had eye surgery. He can actually see.
I could give New Orleans this one. So
Yeah.
we'll say.
Then
Got a year off. Got a year off playing back up. You know.
Yep. He got to sit back, learn,
And he's-
what people don't talk about enough is Jameis does absorb offenses very well. He was a smart player. He just couldn't see.
well, he
Trent had him as like one of the when he was the quarterback elite 11.
yeah.
He won that. He was the number one quarterback coming out of high school. Saw what he did as a freshman. At Florida State. I mean, this kid knows the game. But now he got to sit
Well,
back.
two other things. He said he chose New Orleans because he wanted to go learn football at the football camp, football college. Sean Payton, Drew Brees. If he went somewhere after that, he did not care. It was about going and learning, which is fucking awesome.
Yep.
And everyone has said, he's like Antonio Brown. You're not going to outwork this guy. That's all he does is just fucking watch film and work out and shit.
That's it.
That's it. So now,
We love him.
and always had arm talent through the roof. Through the roof. Classic step back pocket passer.
And he's also like a prime example of give it, take it away. He will give it to you. He led the league in touchdowns and also in interceptions.
It's never been done before.
That is the literal definition of giving it. Yeah.
All right, so then they got to go to Kansas City. That's a loss. Kansas City stacked.
Now we're talking 3-3.
Kansas City is stating they're trying to go undefeated. They're on a mission. So then they go to Green Bay, but I think this is going to be an Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay. I think Green Bay's going to fucking suck.
Yeah,
I think Green Bay's really going to struggle.
Rodgers, son, your season is done. I'm sorry. So now we're saying 4-3.
At Denver.
Who's the quarterback?
Exactly. So give up that one too, because that defense against you don't know who's the quarterback, not a good situation.
Yeah.
Then they got to go to Tampa. Yeah, that's not happening in Tampa.
So then 5-4.
At Carolina, we don't know what we're going to get with that squad because at times they played well as a team last year.
But they did get better on defense. And J.C. Horn already in camp has been showing his ass. You got Chin at the safety who's slanting going toward the all-pro way. You got Derek Brown at
I still think Washington's
monster.
a better team than this Carolina team.
Overall team, yeah, I mean, and then it's going to be the Curtis Samuel revenge game, obviously.
Yeah, there you go. You know, I love shit like that because that shit always plays into a game. Birthdays, deaths in the family, people always come out and ball. Revenge games, those shits always work.
Well, Ron's revenge game, so yeah, he'll have them keyed up.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, they're all over that game.
That's 6 and what
6 and 4.
4. Okay.
Seattle in Washington. Interesting because we don't really know what we're going to get with Seattle this year.
I don't trust that defense.
I don't either, so I give Washington another one.
Yeah.
Then they go to Vegas.
So,
If they don't get sidetracked with the nightlife, they'll win that one. Too.
This is Riverboat Ron, man. He will be in there shaking them, Carrie. He will be.
but Vegas has 10 safeties. Who's rushing the quarterback? Ngakoue by himself?
Ooh.
I just don't know if they could get enough pressure on Fitzy like that.
I'm with Roger Harper on this one. This is going to be one of those games that doesn't make sense.
But this is what I'm saying. And if we're talking about Fitz magic in Vegas,
Come on, dude. Vegas is getting this one. Vegas is getting this one. You got Riverboat Ron and Fitzmagic with those shades and that silk shirt unbuttoned.
I'm rolling with Washington on that.
Nah,
So,
man. I'm going with Vegas on this one. I don't think Ryan's Fitzmagic late in the season. We're getting into week 12 now. This is late season Fitzmagic.
I get it. But also, Fitzy hasn't. I don't think Fitzy has ever had a running game like this.
And you got Riverboat Ron going. Too many casinos. Nope, I'm going with Vegas on this one.
Well, I'm giving him another one. So I'm saying 7-4.
And then they do what the NFL is now doing. This is crazy. Dallas, Philly, Giants.
Wow.
That's nuts.
That is
They're not
crazy.
going to sweep the division.
It's
They're not.
impossible. They're all in a row. That's impossible.
No way.
They're going to split all those. So
Yeah.
that gets us to 10. That's about 10 wins. So that's I've never seen that in the NFL before, where I know they put division games at the end to make it more competitive, but just back to back to back to back to back, that's stupid. That's not even fun.
Well, they make you earn it. I mean, those games are going to be bloodbaths.
Well, you're talking about, put the records aside, people. This is the NFC East. This is a division where all 4 teams literally fucking hate each other. And this is the only division where it's like this.
Yeah, it's not even a game. Hate. Straight up.
See, you got Pittsburgh and Baltimore that hate each other. And then traditionally the Browns and Pittsburgh, whatever. But this is
The Browns haven't been relevant enough. Cincinnati hasn't been relevant enough.
this
So
is
it's
4 teams that you never know which one's going to win this division.
Right.
It's literally going to any of them. There's no traditional powerhouse. They have runs,
And now, at this point, all of them have won the chip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Finally got it done.
these 4 teams actually hate each other. Like, their fan bases hate each other. The players end up not liking each other. It's like old school.
Oh, it's for real. The beef is always cooking.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that, even though the combined win total of the entire division last year was like 17 wins or something. It was still angry bad football. Yeah, Roger Harper, you did experience that. That is real. These teams fucking hate each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dallas going to Philly, Giants coming to Dallas. I mean, it was some heated games.
Well, not only on top of that, you got fan bases that really hate those teams. So those away games had to be nuts.
Oh yeah.
And Raj, but though, when you were playing, though, you were getting Dave Brown, and fucking, you were getting some of the worst quarterbacks that ever put on Giants uniforms ever. Oh.
All right, so Roger, let me ask you something. What was it like to play in Philadelphia?
Oh, the fans was crazy. I mean,
Especially in that era.
nuts. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I mean, and Philly had that hard ass turf too.
Yeah, that's how much I heard.
The vet.
Yeah, that shit was hard concrete.
Yeah, it was ending careers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was that first edition AstroTurf that was literally mini golf turf on top of concrete.
Yeah.
I know we all played on it, and our bodies are forever changed because of it.
Yes. A lot of blown ACLs start popping up whenever they put those dumb fucking surfaces out there.
Yeah, Harold Carmichael played on that shit.
Hell yeah.
Woo. But I'd be interested to see how many division got games like that back to back to back like that.
I mean, the rosters have been out for a couple of weeks. We've done this a couple of times, and it hasn't done this.
Exactly.
I mean, because they're really playing up that hate that these teams have for each other.
You know what, Kerry? You're right. They are, because they're going to make it interesting no matter what, because they know these teams might have bad records going in. The only way to make this interesting at the end is just have them play. It's a bloodbath.
No, because, like, look at what happened last year. The Giants were almost got into the playoffs. Then we were still, I mean, this time Dallas was like, nah, they're not going to do it. But shit got interesting with the Giants. Then you had Washington come out. I mean, Philly, you was like, well, Philly still kind of has a chance. Like, every team kind of still had a chance.
This reminds me of in Batman with the Joker. Whenever he goes in and he breaks a pool stick in half, and he says, my organization has room for expansion, but only for one. That's basically what they're doing at the end. They just threw the pool stick in the middle of the division and said, "There's whoever comes out at the end, that's it, whatever."
That's why I said these last games is going to be a bloodbath. The last weeks of the season.
That's interesting. I've never seen this before, but it's unique, and I actually like it. because these teams really fucking hate each other.
Yeah. And so you got to think about it. Unless you are, 14-3, you're not going to be resting players.
No, these games are going to count.
You're going to have to play every guy.
Like I said, even if you have they set this up so in case this is another bad year for the division, it still counts at the end. Absolutely. So smart on their part. And the other thing that I like about this is these teams are all really close to each other. There's not travel issues or fatigue. It's going to be wars and battles.
Yeah. Other than that, we I-95 away. 3 teams are I-95 away. That's it.
And that flight to Dallas is direct from all 3 of them, real quick. Bam, easy.
Let's go to Newark real quick. Newark Airport. You know what I'm talking about?
Hilarious. And
we have to factor in Rona, too. There's injuries, and then there's Rona.
There's Rona, but we also have to factor in late season Fitzmagic. Happen to go through the end of the division like that.
Sure.
Interesting. Will Heineke be in at this point?
Or will it be Kyle Allen? Because Riverboat Ron really trusts Kyle Allen.
He does. He's had success with him.
So that's what I'm saying. He has 3 quarterbacks at this point that, he definitely trusts Kyle Allen. Heineke really set himself up well with that playoff performance. And then you have Fitzmagic.
All right, so this is why I don't trust them week 13 at that, in Vegas. Because Riverboat Ron's going to go in there and he's not even going to know who he's going to start. He's just going to clickety-clack, clickety-clack. All right, Heineke, it's you this week. Fuck it. Let's go.
I'm thinking by this time, and because you know Riverboat Ron is not afraid to tote that rock.
He's not. Like I said, I look for them to win the division no matter what. 10 wins would be impressive. We have to remember that 10 wins is the new 9 wins, 17 games. That 10 isn't that as significant as reaching double digits before. I think the new benchmark is now going to be 12, pushed all the way up to 12. Like the new, you hit 12, you're in there. So
you're talking about 12-5 now.
That's what I'm saying. You're in there. You hit 12 wins, you're in. Probably winning a division. If not, you're definitely in there. Good spot in the playoffs. All right, so we got 2 minutes left. I don't know what's going on this week. It's all Aaron Rodgers. Now that Julio's moved, Aaron Rodgers is the last big piece, and I think that piece is going to be removed. And it's going to be hilarious to watch Green Bay, how terrible they are without Aaron Rodgers. They're going to suck.
I have a keeper league, and I have 2 quarterbacks right now, and one is Matthew Ice Cream. The other one is Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
So I'm obviously keeping both because no matter what, Matty Ice Cream has good years, fantasy wise. But then I got to keep Rodgers just in case. But if we don't, I'm going to make sure that I get that pick back so I can get somebody else.
Word. All right, fellas. We'll be in touch during the week if anything crazy happens. You already know. I appreciate your time, Roger Harper. Your beard is magnificent, and so is that shirt. I will see you guys later. All right. Shout out to everybody for coming through for Gray Matter. As always, nothing better than smoking blunts and talking football with my motherfucking homies. So shout out to Kerry and Roger for coming through. Shout out to all you for coming through. You can't even see me. It's all right. I'm not going to bring another video up. Let's see. It's Tuesday. So Thursday's Beat Boutique is the next time you will see me. Other than that, RIPP 333.